to the Lewis Basketball and Football Network. I had to come back and do a second straight because I just realized that I don't start until a little bit later. So my apologies on that, ladies and gentlemen. But once again, I am back on another one with another heavy hitter, with another banger, with yet another video. This one, this live, we're not talking football, we are talking basketball. And so, as you can see to the title of this video, we are talking about Dennis Rodman, 30 for 30. We are talking about Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen in the 90s Bulls. We are talking about Taco Tuesday foul grievance. We are talking about the NCAA with Southern Cal, and I'm going to mention about Southern Cal. And last but not least, we will be talking about that guy, KD Trey 5 up in BK in Brooklyn. We are talking about Kevin Durant, because he do rant, or Kevin Durant, Slim Reaper. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know who is watching right now. So I apologize for that. I'm thinking that the live stream for the other one was going to be right now, but no, it's a little bit later because it's going to be probably like in about another couple of hours or so. So at least I got time to kill. But I wanted to do this live stream because I wanted to talk about this because I thought these were very important things. So let me know who is in the building, and let me know. Um Yes, I am back. Yes, I am back. No, no. Oh, no, no, no. I was just saying, Layla, the thing was is that I haven't gotten the link yet, or I haven't gotten, or it's not even streaming. So that's why I didn't get the link. So that's why I didn't get the link yet, because I forgot that it was going to be later. So that's what it was. So I apologize for that. So sorry for the confusion. But but anyway, once again, I'm glad that you're here. And I told you I was going to do another one. Just didn't think it was going to be this soon. But yes, I am back, and we are talking basketball again. So like I said, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel, like the video as you come in, share the content, make sure you comment down below. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Layla, definitely, as a special someone would always say, one of the GOATs, and she's definitely a GOAT when it comes to her commentary. She definitely knows her sports. A beautiful one at that too. Beauty and brains. She's got it. So she's got beauty and brains. Appreciate her as always, man. I appreciate her whenever she comments on the videos, whenever she's made the time. So I appreciate her. Definitely a sub. Definitely. So big ups to you, Layla. Appreciate you as always. uh, so let me see anybody else who is in here. So Layla, at least since you're in here right now, uh, what I wanted to talk about is Dennis Rodman. And when we look at Dennis Rodman's career, so ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen the 30 for 30, whatchamacallit, my man Kid Glory's back in the building. Hey, what's up? I was just telling Layla about the other live stream. It hasn't happened yet, so when the live stream will happen, I will let you guys know so that you guys can hop on and check it out if you guys end up being up at night. Um, so yeah, on this one, yeah, and I appreciate you for coming back, Kid Glory. So I want to talk about Dennis Rodman because he had a 30 for 30 feature on ESPN. If you guys haven't seen it, go check that out. It's really moving. It really touched me, and it made me understand Dennis Rodman on a much deeper level. In a sense, because when you look at Dennis Rodman and you look at his perception on the outside, when you look at what he wears and how he acts, it's easy to criticize him, especially when you look at him. You're like, damn, Dennis Rodman is such a damn nut. He is a nothing but a macadamia nut on the basketball court and in life, off the court too. But Dennis Rodman, I understood the man a lot better when it came to Dennis Rodman. I got to appreciate and understand why it is Dennis struggles with himself in the way that he does. And he even did a 30-minute interview with Jackie McMullen on the set of the 30 for 30 as well. And it's on NBA on ESPN. So if you guys type in NBA on ESPN and look on their channel, he has a 31-minute, 25-second video, and he pretty much talks about the 30 for 30. He talks about his entire life. He talks about his time in Detroit, and he talks about his time with Chicago. And what I want people to look is like, if you're looking for inspiration, if you're going through, if you're going through struggles in your life, I think that that's a documentary that you really would want to check out. And it really touched my heart. And I said, man, Dennis is one of the most misunderstood human beings on the face of this planet, man. And um, Kid Glory, in terms of the 30 for 30, I don't know. I'm not really too sure. Uh, the only reason being because it was on ESPN, and I don't even know if they're going to play it again. But I think it would be nice. You know what I would do? I would honestly try to see if there's any full length videos on the 30 for 30 with Dennis Rodman. So I just type it in and just search it. So I'm guessing that that's probably, it's probably some kind of look um to where you could probably find the full video to it, because I was trying to look for one and I didn't see any, but maybe I'll have a better luck today. So yeah, man, D Jefferson, man, yo, what's up, man? What's going on, my brother? Yeah, no, I appreciate you, man. And you know, oh no, I definitely gotta let you join one of the. Yeah, no, I said that I'm once I do my ninth live stream, D, I'm definitely gonna start inviting people. So I'm just doing these little lives here and there. And I said at 8. If I said I get to 9 or 10, we celebrate the 10th live stream on here on the Lewis Basketball Football Network, I'm gonna have you on here, dude. So for sure. So definitely gonna do that. And so yeah, man, if you guys haven't checked out that documentary, or just like I said, just watch the interview he had with Jackie McMullen on the 30 on NBA ESPN, or just ESPN. It's great. It's really awesome. So what I wanted to do for my subs, and like I said, for those coming in, like I said, like the video, like I said, subscribe to the channel for those who are new. If they're just getting that notification or looking at video suggestions of mine, please go check it out. Guys, spread the word on this channel, man. I truly appreciate you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little clip. Make sure that it's loud enough for you guys to hear. You probably can see it on ESPN, but I want to do it right here on the Lewis Basketball and Football Network because, I love some Chicago Bulls. I love some Jordan, Rodman, and Pippen. I think those guys exemplify what basketball was about in terms of what it takes to win and how to perform on a mentally superior level. Not even just on a high level, a superior level. These guys were just like way ahead when it came to the mental aspect of the game. That's what having a great brain trust like Phil Jackson and having a structured offense like the Triangle did. What people don't want to understand is that Dennis Rodman did his job very well. One of the greatest defensive players in NBA history, and it's two-time Defensive Player of the Year. One of the greatest rebounders in NBA history. The guy said it himself. He didn't do it for the money. He did it for the love of the game. He did it for the love of the game. Now, what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to play a video. Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman are on The Jump with Rachel Nichols. This is going to be a lot of fun. And you already know Rachel. She always likes to throw her little shots at Michael Jordan. He punched Steve Kerr in the face. Okay, Rachel, like we heard that a million times. Like you trying to say that Michael's wasn't the easiest teammate in the world. Come on. Like we know this already. Like how much are you going to you know what? You should be punching air for such a stupidity comment. He punched Steve Kerr in the face. Oh, okay. You want the backstory to that, Rachel Nichols? Let me tell you what happened. Okay. Michael was not having a great day. He was getting pissed that Steve was getting all the calls. So he took his frustration out on Steve Kerr and punched him. And Michael thought he could punk Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr said, the little fiery bastard that Steve Kerr was, and I'm saying that out of respect. I'm just trolling, so I'm not really literally calling him a bastard. But my point is, Steve Kerr went back at Michael. So it wasn't like Steve Kerr backed down. Michael apologized to Steve Kerr about the situation, and he apologized, and Michael was wrong for that. Michael was completely wrong. You see, I can tell the truth about Michael Jordan, but not some of these guys who bash Michael Jordan for everything when even Jordan has pretty much his career been consistent and honest with himself. Maybe not on some things, but on a lot of things, right? So once again, it's like, and then look, Rachel then goes and be like, oh, Scottie Pippen is a 6-time NBA champion, dunked on Scottie Pippen real hard. And even though she knows that Rodman's won 5 championships, but she act like he's not even a 5-time champion. I said, do you remember that Rodman was a critical piece of that Bulls puzzle winning that last three-peat? And these were these guys in their older years. Scottie Pippen was more technically young because he was in his early 30s, but Michael was in his mid-30s. And Dennis Rodman was in his late 30s. So, mid going to late 30s because he turned 37 during playoff time. So I'm going to play this clip, and I want you guys to enjoy. And like LeBron the GOAT says, she is the GOAT. She is the GOAT. And what people don't understand is, as she says right here, shout out to my man Kid Glory when he says that, yo, you know what? I need to make a merch, kind of like a shirt that says "Hit that like button for Lewis." You already know, man. Hit that like button for your boy. Hit that like button for your boy. Anyway, LeBron Glow says triangle is bomb. Sections of it will kill the Warriors instantly by slowing the game down. People are crazy not to use it. You know, Derrick Rose was talking about Phil Jackson the other day, and he mentioned about how, you know, that he loved Phil, but he didn't like the triangle just because of the way that Melo wasn't going to understand it or play it. But you have to understand, if you have the skill to play the triangle, why don't you try to learn and try to master it? Maybe you won't realize what benefits it brings to your game. Kobe even told Melo, he said, be patient. The problem was Melo was not patient, and the offense never worked. It never worked. Melo was so used to the face up, post up, pull up, ISO type basketball that he never really learned to play a system type of game. But like I said, it's not all Melo's fault just because the Knicks are just an abysmal organization. They never really built around him like that. They only had really one really good. They had like a mini stretch. Excuse me. But it wasn't like if the Knicks were really serious championship contenders. It was looking that way in 2013 up until all those bigs got hurt. So that's what sucked. And because of that, it really killed any notion that we were going to be a serious contender. So let me just play this real quick and let you guys listen. I'm gonna turn the volume up. So let's take a listen to this.
Alongside, six-time champion Scottie Pippen. But you may also see on set Hall of Famer and star of our latest ESPN Films 30 for 30, Rodman, for better or worse, Mr. Dennis Rodman.
But yeah, you won't mention him as a five-time NBA channel. As my girl Layla says. STHU. Y'all know what that means.
I am so thrilled to have you guys here. First of all, you're going to show up why you're wearing this jersey. Can you stand up for a minute? Show everyone something.
Representing the USA.
That's not who only he's representing.
Oh, wait a minute. Does anybody know who won number 8 for USA? I think it's the guy sitting to Rodman's left. But go ahead, Dennis. Show them off who it is, man.
There we go.
That is my guy. That is my guy.
Damn, that's crazy. Those guys at one time were bitter enemies. And now Pippen out here saying he's my guy. Dennis Rodman came in on the jump with a Scottie Pippen jersey. Big ups to you, Dennis, man. Salute, bro.
Love. Part of this, I saw you just do an interview in press for this 30 for 30. You said you think the best 1-2 punch in basketball ever from the beginning to up to including now was this man and Michael.
Oh, man, come on. I've seen the videos of these guys, man, for the last 20 years. I mean.
Oh, yeah, but LeBron fan was, what did Michael Jordan ever do special? Did you hear what the great Dennis Rodman just said? Have you seen the videos in the last 20 years? Let me ask you this, ladies and gentlemen. How is it that Michael Jordan has so many goddamn videos, but the brother did nothing special in his career? He's not a better player than LeBron James, but he has so many videos on YouTube. He has so many videos of classic games against teams, classic performances in both the regular season and the postseason, and in Barcelona, with the Olympics, won 2 Olympic gold medals. Yo, shout out to Kid Glory because he said it the best, man. Guys played team ball back then. Of course. I agree with you, man. The thing is that this is why Team USA is kind of struggling. You got too many damn egos of dudes who try to play one-on-one instead of playing team basketball. And they lack the star. They don't really have stars. They don't really have veteran leadership. That's why they lost. But Dennis Rodman, continue, sir. Nice hat, by the way.
Scottie, you gotta give him praise.
Absolutely.
No matter what, they don't want to talk about the
Thank you. And I hate the fact that Scottie Pippen gets so disrespected, man. Like, when I make my arguments in terms of Michael Jordan being the GOAT over LeBron James, and the funny thing is, if you remember Shannon Sharp, he mentioned Scottie. He always mentioned Scottie Pippen. When and only when it's his argument for why Michael Jordan is not the greatest, but LeBron is. But notice that when Skip Bayless brought the topic about Scottie Pippen saying something about LeBron James, Shannon got all of the defensive, and he was like, you don't even listen to a Rodman. We don't even listen to a Rodman. All of a sudden, Scottie Pippen was a Rodman. He was all that, and you're talking about how the Bulls won 55 games when Michael Jordan left, and they were one Hugh Hollins call away, and then this and that. All of a sudden, because he criticized your man LeBron James, Scottie Pippen is nothing but a Rodman or a Rod man. Get it?
first year that we pretty much hooked up. I think it was in 80, 87, 88. And I guess in the championship game. And the one thing that came on and said, well, Scottie's not going to do it. He has mind on your head. I'm like, I don't even think about that. You know? I thought this way, well, Dennis, you're playing too much defense on his ass. I'm like, no. Now, I think it was just our turn.
Damn, Dennis bringing out all the colors, man. Appreciate it, man.
To be the dominant force in the NBA. But once these guys got on the roll, they kicked our ass pretty much. The bad boys did.
Now, the reason I'm going to pause it right there is that people don't understand that they only talk about how Michael lost to the Pistons and Michael was 1-0 without Scottie Pippen. Even with Scottie Pippen was not the player that he became until 1990, 1991. And what people fail to realize that the Bulls were not mentally, and Michael Jordan has said this numerously, the Bulls were not mentally on the level of the Detroit Pistons. They could match them physically, but they were not there mentally. Okay? Excuse me. Once they got there mentally, Dennis Rodman has said it. Even Isaiah Thomas has said it. Even Joe Dumars has said it. Once those guys figured them out, there was nothing they could do. No matter what kind of style Detroit wanted to play, the Bulls had matured. They had grown up. They had mentally grew stronger. And because they mentally grew stronger, it was over for not only the Detroit Pistons, but for the rest of the NBA.
Well, look, if you can't beat them, you join them. And that's really special for me. I love that the two of you are here together. It's really nice for me, too. I was a college intern at the Chicago Sun-Times. I was 19 years old when I first met these guys during that second three-peat. And Dennis and I were talking in the green room before the show. These guys talked to me like I was a real person, not just a 19-year-old girl.
But damn, you won't be a real person and acknowledge that Rodman is a 5-time NBA champion? Like, come on, Rachel. Like, girl, get with the program, okay?
And all of that, and the respect you guys showed me helped me feel like this was a job I could do. So it meant so much to me to have you guys together here. It always means so much to me to have Scottie here.
And this is what I'm saying. It's not that I don't appreciate women being in sports, because look, there's a lot of knowledgeable women. Like, yo, like when I look at NFL football, there are a lot of knowledgeable women in football that are doing like the NFL Network that I watch, and I also when I watch women in fantasy teams, like they really know their stuff, and shout out to them. What I don't like, and I'm being cautious with this, what I don't like is when you have these people that act like fanboys and can't leave their biases off camera. But obviously this is what these networks pushing an agenda. Like, if they were to find a way to be biased off camera, I would be completely cool with that. I could care less about that. But when you push an agenda, especially when you lie in front of TV, only the brainwashed casuals can't see through the BS. I can see through the buffoonery. I can see through the blasphemy. I could cut the malarkey. I can see through it. And when I know that the nonsense is being spit out to the public, oh, best believe Lewis Basketball and Football Network is in on the case, folks. Detective Lou is what they call me. When I magnify the BS, I solve the BS. That's what they call me.
To be able to revive and talk about some of those old times, which we're going to do throughout this show, it's going to be so much fun. Buckle up. Stay with us. Coming up, we're also going to talk a little general.
Those are big facts what Kid Glory said right here. We already know. And it's like, we already know we got knowledgeable ones. We're talking about Patricia. I haven't seen her in a while. I hope she's doing great. Patricia Dean. We got Nettie Chick, yo, another one. Yo, I know she loves her Warriors. Tyra Matthews, huge Kobe fan, and I've seen her on the channels. I mean, Michelle's daughter is another one. And obviously Layla, man, who, like I said, I appreciate all of you guys, to be honest. There was trust me, you guys know your sports, man. You guys know your basketball. And it's the way you guys break it down, too. And it's just like, yo, I would think that I'm talking to an analyst, too. I'm like, yo, I look at her as like a fellow analyst. Like I'm like, yo, these guys know their stuff. Like that's all I'll be saying. Sometimes people kind of take things the wrong way, but it's kind of like the way you got to kind of understand. Like when I was saying with Molly and LeVar, the whole switch gears thing, I was just kind of like, Molly just took it too serious. And then it's like, what I don't like about Molly is that as much as she knows her sports, there's just things she does that annoys you, that it's like you kind of not make the show watchable. And look, that's why I tuned into Undisputed, because the moderators on that show, they do what they're supposed to do, and it's like they do their job, and it's like that way. It's like the conversation is in the flow, but not this. I want to hear me too, and you got to hear what I got to say and interrupt. But it's like it just kills the conversation. That's what I'm saying. I'm not here trying to say that, oh, you know nothing and all. Other dudes are gonna say that, okay? But what I'm telling you is that they know the stuff. It's just you got to learn how to balance and do what you're supposed to do at the right time. They just always choose the wrong time to do it, and because again they're on ESPN, the platform that they're at, they feel like they can say what they want to say, right? That's the problem. And when you see an agenda being pushed, then you know what they're really all about. That's what I'm saying. So that's all it is. But that's all it is, folks. But let's continue.
NBA, because I'm going to ask Scottie and Dennis about their reaction to telling WSJ Magazine that some days he hates the circus of the NBA. I can tell you
talking about Kevin Durant.
You guys were going around in '98, but we'll talk about that. First, though, let's go back to the film Rodman for Better or Worse, which debuts tonight on ESPN, 9 o'clock Eastern. Set every alarm you have because this is so good. Dennis, what motivates?
Well, what sucks about that is that I set my alarm and I still missed the damn documentary. Shame, 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 shame on you, Lewis. Shame on you.
To tell this story through the vision of director Todd Capostasi and the voice of Jamie Foxx.
Really, I have no clue. I thought people know a lot about me over the course of the years and stuff like that. It's more than just a documentary. It's more to show people that I'm just not an entertainer. I'm just not what they call it, like a circus clown or just a cartoon. I'm more than that. I'm more of an individual that was pretty much didn't have any motivation to be in certain situations. I think that sports has given me an avenue to show people that I am something.
It's amazing to me how that dude went from 5'8" to what was it, 6? I believe it was 6'6" already, 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". This dude just got a crazy growth spurt over one summer, man. I mean, yo, D Jefferson, what's going on here? You calling me Lois Lane out here? He said you need your Clark Kent, bro. Oh man, yeah. Oh my goodness. This is the GOAT basketball on YouTube. Appreciate you, D Jefferson. D Jefferson, I appreciate you, man. He said Lewis looking like Lois Lane. I said, yo, yo, hold my glasses. I need to find them, bro. Oh man.
You know, homeless, being given to projects. I had a purpose in life. And
for people who don't understand, Dennis Rodman, yo, what's going on, Michael Polanco? Appreciate you for coming on the stream. I can't lie. I got to tell you, man, Dennis Rodman, listening to his life story, he had a very, very rough life. And the way his stories just go in many different circles, like it's like if he was in an endless marathon. And remember, life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So life is a marathon, not a sprint. But with Rodman, it was kind of like it was just never ending, just hearing some of the stuff that he talked about. You know, being in the projects, growing up in Oklahoma, being kicked out of his house, you know, working jobs, and he really didn't know what he was going to do with his life. That's why I said I resonate with Dennis a lot more. And it was funny because I was like, I had found a new level of respect for him when he was at the Hall of Fame. And it's like he said, like he didn't have a father. He didn't really know who his father was. You know, the fact that people were telling him that he had like a famous dad, and he kind of popped in, and it's kind of like he didn't know. You know, I think for Rodman to persevere, man, despite there were times where it looked like Rodman could have called it quits and could have been dead. I have a lot of love and respect for Dennis Rodman, like even more now than I did at the Hall of Fame speech that he did back in 11, 12, or 13, somewhere around there in the early 2010s. But it's funny, like, and then it was like when he was talking to the dude from Korea, it's kind of like, oh, Dennis Rodman, there you go again, crazy. This dude is a he's a spokesman for male and female products. This guy dressing like female and stuff like that. It's like Dennis Rodman to me was trying to figure out who he was, and he even said it that he was around women a lot in his life. So it was like he kind of became accustomed to kind of dressing up like that. It's like I didn't even know that. I really didn't even know that. I just thought it was just because he was crazy. But see, that was my perception of him, and I'm not really even knowing him. And it's like I never known Dennis Rodman, you know, personally. But like I said, things like if you watch the Hall of Fame speech and then if you watch the documentary, it just gives you an insight, man, Don't judge a book by its cover. I learned rhyming, yo, and as a man, I respect him a lot. Also, man. Oh, exactly. Yo, and shout out to D Jefferson Debate Cage, yo. If you're looking for inspiration, man, and if you're looking for, for things and struggles dealing with your life, and I even said it on my last video, go check out Speak Your Mind Sports Talk and check out his Power of the Mind. Check out their Power of the Mind section. Really, really, really insightful and really gives you a lot of information. So go check that out. Yo, y'all should subscribe to Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Y'all hearing it here. D Jefferson is laying it out right here on my channel. Right here in the live stream, so you guys should go check that out. I mean, yo, it's great content, and like I said, you really learn a lot from listening to D Jefferson, man. And Speaking My Sports Talk channel. So, like, if you want to know, like I said, want to listen to a lot more of these segments, check out Power of the Mind. Check it out. So let's continue hearing the video, folks.
People see in the beginning that there was no purpose, and then as things start to progress, things start to happen for me. A lot of things start to happen after certain things that took place. But this documentary is so different than any documentary for sports. It's going to touch a lot of people, especially with the generation today. It's going to touch a lot.
Damn. Oh, shoot. Peep that. I didn't even see Madonna. Oh, so Madonna really came. Oh, damn. So he wasn't lying. He really did have sex with her. Because I see Madonna, she was actually at one of his Spurs games, and now she went out to sheesh. And all that time I thought it was a myth. No, that joke was true.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much you learn in this documentary about you. You touch on being homeless. I didn't know that you were homeless for 2 years after junior college, right?
Wow.
Before, right?
Did I hear
so
that?
this was 19 years old, that kind of thing. Your mama kicked you out of the house. You were living on the street with
2 or 3
garbage
times.
bag, and that you didn't know your father. I knew that you hadn't known your father until the late 90s, right?
You've seen those days back in Arkansas, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I thought
The only man who I probably find has a deeper voice than me, ladies and gentlemen, Scottie Pippen.
in his career, and I think he was one of the guys that kind of helped motivate me coming from a small school and knowing that I can make it to the NBA. He came out of Southeast Oklahoma, great rebounder, and I followed him and realized then that I had an opportunity to play at the next level just because of his hard work and his hunger and his journey that he had been through.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny to see that journey go through the bad boys once we see you in this documentary, because the bad boys to us, we're like, oh, he fit in great with the bad boys. But I want to know.
The reason I said that was crazy because I remember, I don't know if people who don't know a guy named Michael Kay who does Yankee games. He's a Yankee broadcaster, and he's the play-by-play for the Yankees on the Yes Network. He had Dennis Rodman as a guest on center stage, and Dennis talked about, and I saw the episode where he said that Michael he told him, he was like, there was a time that they said you even had a thing with Madonna, and I didn't even think it was true, but it was like the way Dennis described it. I was like, yo, he made it so believable. I was like, nah, Dennis is fooling. I was like, why would Madonna fall for a guy like that? But then I thought about it, and I'm like, damn, as beautiful as Madonna is, that shorty was a freak. So because she was a freak, and because she was always into wild adventures and wild experiments, and like I said, Madonna's a great singer. Don't get me wrong. Like, she's one of the GOATs, one of the greatest female artists of all time. So I have nothing but respect for Madonna. But I didn't know she got into it with Rodman though like that. I was like, so Rodman smashed Madonna? I was like, the biggest question I want to know is, how in the world did those two meet? That's what I want to know. It's one thing they even had a thing going on, but how the hell did they meet? Yo, I have to know. I got to look into that story.
The guy I then saw at the beginning of this documentary, who was shy, right? Who didn't have anything. How did you?
That's right. Carmen Electra too. I think they were married for 72 hours, and then they ended that one.
Fit in with the bad boy Pistons.
Well, Scottie was shy when he came out the NBA. I mean, out of college,
Yeah.
Right? He wasn't that really,
Yeah, I was a little shy, but I think how this guy really fitted in with the bad boys is because he was a winner. He was a leader, and his basketball IQ is off the charts. And I had an opportunity to experience that playing alongside him. Everyone knows that, he was, part of a great team, but they didn't realize how great a rebounder Dennis was when he was with the Bad Boys.
Right.
I didn't know either. And, so a lot of his individual
Stop being modest, Dennis.
skills never really stood out. But, when he was able to come and join us with the Chicago Bulls, we not only got the greatest rebounder of all time, but we got a basketball player that had a very high basketball IQ. And
did you hear that? Did you hear that? High basketball IQ. Did you hear that? I know my real ones know. But for these fanboys who want to talk this nonsense, high basketball IQ. That is what Dennis Rodman had, man. Shout out to my man Omar Page, man. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Thank you for coming to the stream. But this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is why Michael, Scottie, and Robin fit in so well. They're a well-oiled machine because it's like, okay, Phil was able to manage their egos, but it's like, what was the one thing that they cared about? It was all about getting that W. It was about winning. Okay? It was about winning. It was about winning championships. The name of the game is winning championships. Just like when I go to D's channel on Speaking Mind Sports Talk, and now I'm collecting mastermind titles. And shout out to you, D, for mentioning me. I missed that one because I was doing the live stream, but I appreciate you for mentioning me. And and I had to go show some love, and I appreciate you showing love back. But yeah, we know celebrities are the biggest freaks on earth. Like, what you always hear a story about the shit they do. But what, like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, like Dennis Rodman was about winning. This dude fulfilled his role in a way that I feel like almost like no NBA player had kind of like pretty much ever done it. Like, and that's really saying a lot about the type of player that Dennis Rodman is. You can look at him and say that dude is one crazy son of a bitch. Yes, we are live, I know, but I said the B word, but this is Louis Basketball Network, so we could keep it. I try to keep it PG, but here or there you will hear me, But it's to describe Dennis Rodman, but the bottom line is when it came to basketball, it's like Dennis knew what to do on the basketball court, and he always stayed ready. No matter what. That dude could party in Vegas, he'll be ready. You think he'd be hungover, but that dude would be ready. That dude will eat that dude could eat fried chicken, man. And you'll be like, that's not good for the calories, man. You'll be out. No, Dennis always knew how to stay in shape and be ready. And that dude was all about the bikes, man. That dude was all about the bikes. Hey, Layla, I could have done that too, I could have showed it, but I had to say it, But like Scottie Pippen was saying, because Scottie Pippen also he came from Arkansas, and Dennis Rodman because he's from Oklahoma State. They came from small schools. But look how everything came into full circle for these two players right here. Two guys that came from small schools, two guys that were enemies, Bulls versus Pistons. Two guys that end up playing together on the Bulls for the second three-peat, and two guys who now have nothing but mutual respect for one another. It's amazing how everything came full circle. And now you got two guys that are just now, they look at themselves as kind of like bros now. Because Pippen goes, my guy, and Rodman goes, Scottie Pippen. Yo, do you hear the amount of respect that Dennis Rodman gives to Scottie Pippen? It's kind of like it's like he knows how good he was. And like I said, through the rivalry, it's kind of like he was kind of bullying Pippen in a sense. But look how much respect this guy pays him. It just shows you the love and admiration he has for Scottie Pippen, man. And I like seeing this because this is what I say about people in today's NBA era that thinks that this era is better. You need to learn your history because there's such a thing as revisionist history, and that's what a lot of the brainwashed casuals like to stick by. They stick on revisionist history notes. But here on the Louis Basketball Network, I'm going to bring that NBA history, as my man he knows his sports likes to say, the NBA encyclopedia. And yes, I like to bring that NBA encyclopedia knowledge. I bring it on this channel, folks. I bring it. But like I said, I'm not always knowing. There's some things that I'm not going to know, okay? And sometimes I kind of leave the door open, but that's what makes the debating, that's what makes the commenting so much fun. When you bring something to the table, it makes it that more meaningful. Because I can say, hey, that's something that I didn't check up on. Maybe I'm going to have to do my research. See, it makes me study the game at an even higher level. So that's the way we got to look at things, folks. But let's continue with the video.
he knew how to win. It wasn't about just the leaders in Detroit, but they had a great piece here. A guy that was hungry and wanted to be known at the end of the day, as we know now.
By the way, he just casually dropped that greatest rebounder of all time. You know he calls you the GROAT, right? The GROAT? The GROAT. Pretty good. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download.
Yeah, Richard. I want to hear that part. That's nice. That's nice. Real nice. Okay, next video. Scottie Pippen did not want Dennis Rodman of the Chicago Bulls, and for my real ones, you know why he didn't want him on there. So let's play that video.
What do you remember about feeling from that time?
Like I said, I came from Oklahoma, and I was like in a type of family environment. Coming from the projects, I went to Oklahoma. For 3 years, it was more like family oriented, and I got close with the white family I was living with. Then when I went to Detroit, Isaiah, Joe Dumont, and Chuck Davis just embedded to me and said, you know what, this is about a family. We want to win. We got to stick together. We got to do this together. We got to do that. And I said a comment that the fact that we were so damn close, we should be having sex. That's how close we were.
And thank you very much.
Whoa. Wait a minute, Dennis. I mean, you've been capping like that long. I mean, goddamn, bro. Woo! Let me play that again. Shout out to He Knows the Sport. Yo, when he does that, I actually crack up. So I kind of implemented that. Trust me, it's like taking the one-legged fade away from Dirk Nowitzki. You know, it's like you invented it, I perfected it. Facts only on this channel. So let me replay that back. So we gotta bring that back. We gotta bring that back.
To me, it's about family. We want to win. Got to stick together when I do.
I like what he said right there. It's about family and we want to win. People don't understand how important brotherhood is. I think when you have a brotherhood in a team locker room, it shows you how united and together you guys are. Because remember, we go as far as our best player takes us, but it takes a team to win a championship. Now, you can be the best player and you can be the leading player, but it takes a team to win. All components working together. That's why it sickens me with LeBron James that as great as I've said that he is, how is it that his teammates never get credit for everything that he supposedly does in the wins, but then in the losses, it's all their faults except LeBron? Like, see? And this is the first time I'm mentioning LeBron in the video. But continue, Dennis.
This together, we're gonna do that. And I said a comment that the fact that we were so damn close, we should be having sex. That's how close we were.
Yeah, that's gonna be one interesting ass locker room, man. There's gonna be a lot of soap dropping. Yeah, as a reporter, I think I'm gonna pass, man. Y'all do y'all thing, man. Close that door, man. When y'all finish and all freshen up, and it's Dennis, calm down.
Thank you very much.
I said about that same documentary where it's like, okay, you know what I mean? And
I know what you meant, Dennis.
And it's like when you heard that with Chuck Daly, that really hurt me a lot because he really actually was more like a father figure to me in the NBA.
What is it?
Dennis Rodman has already said this, and he said it in his own Hall of Fame speech. If there's three people that he said three people. I forgot who the other person was, but he said that there's people that if they want to speak to somebody that he says that were father figures in his life, Chuck Daly was one, and he said Phil Jackson was another one. And if you guys check out the little 30 for 30 snippet that I did with Dennis, you know, he talked about how Phil meant so much to him from day one. And that was the thing that Dennis Rodman was talking about. That was the one thing that he really never had in his life. That's what he was missing. He was somebody who wanted to be loved and appreciated, and he never felt like that he's ever gotten that. And that's why even when he was having issues with his wife and kids, I believe from his first marriage, he even said to his kids and to his wife that he could have been a better father and a better husband. And I said, yo, it takes a man to admit that. You know, because a lot of men could be assholes and they could say, yo, there's nothing really wrong with me. It's just everybody's wrong but me. It takes a real man to look in the mirror and say, you know what? It's my fault, man. It's my fault. Power of the mind, speaking my sports talk. Let's continue with the video.
I was going to say, so we saw earlier in the documentary, we talked about it just a few minutes ago. The first time you met your father was in the late 90s. Chuck Daly was a father figure to you. You went to Christmas at his house. I mean, so it's funny. John Sally says there, he didn't know it was a business. I always say this, it is a business, but it's also not a business, right? They ask you guys to spill blood for each other on that court,
every night.
right?
Well,
So
I don't know about that.
when that stuff breaks up, it feels like you're getting abandoned kind of all over again. I can see how all of that happened.
Right.
And then you find out about going to Chicago. And I got to play this clip also because this one talks about joining Scottie's Bulls and how that news was received inside of the Chicago locker room. Take a look.
The Spurs today traded the controversial Rodman to the Chicago Bulls.
To win a championship, you need pieces. And I was that piece they wanted. Yeah, it was just a match made in heaven, right?
Did you hear what he just said right there? To win a championship, you need pieces. That's why I laugh at the LeBron fanboys when they go, "Oh, LeBron did this all by himself." Did you hear what he just said? You need pieces to win a championship. But when LeBron fails, he can't do it by himself. But to be a champion, you need pieces. Your team is only as good as its best player, leadership, and then the sum of its parts that follow. Guys who understand their role and who fulfill their roles very well, they come together as a team to win. And as Kid Glory says, as Layla says, winning equals greatness. Big facts. Big facts. Kid Glory, I'm a fool for that one. You already know we act a fool up here. I'm going to act a fool on this channel.
Dennis Rodman got ready for Chicago's training camp by revealing yet another new look.
Entering the 1995-96 season, the stakes were massively high for Dennis Rodman. Even after playing 9 NBA seasons, he was nearly broke.
Between taxes and living and an ex-wife and a daughter, he rented a nice house, but he had nothing saved up.
And also, his reputation around the league had gotten to the point that he was radioactive. Dennis realized that in his own way, he had to straighten out, and he had to play seriously, or else his career was over.
Phil, should you get into a situation where he starts rebelling, how will you deal with that?
I have absolutely no idea. I just love Phil from day one. I've always told Phil, Phil, damn, you got something. We was living in the 70s together. We'll be in Woodstock just smoking enough.
Y'all say Lewis is a fool. Dennis a fool for that one.
Bulls had this unique ability of leadership with Jordan and Pippen and Phil Jackson.
Oh my God.
All teams.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. Oh my goodness. So there was a clip where they showed, I think it was Steve Kerr or Tony Kukoc passing the ball, and then Rodman passes to Michael. Beautiful passing. The triangle at its finest. Skilled players trusting the system and understanding it to where you can actually slow the game down. That's why in Derrick Rose, I somewhat agree with him, but then I also disagree with him. If you really have the skills and are willing yourself to succumb to understanding to learn how to play the offensive system, you have an advantage. You can slow the game down. Teams that play fast-paced, you can control the game. That's why they call it clock management in football, time of possession. Like, that's what you do. By playing the triangle offense, you can control the game. I mean, an offense can control the game if it's played the right way. If it's played the right way, you can control it. You can control the basketball game. And the triangle offense is very difficult to guard when you master it. But a lot of these players lacking patience because they're all about stats and going one-on-one. They're not about learning the team game. Dudes leaving early out of college and dudes who are being drafted out of high school. At least the ones that came out of high school like in the mid-90s, at least they learned. At least they learned the game and understood and appreciated the history. Whereas guys today, all they do is bash these other great players and just saying that this era is completely better. And that's like, I completely disagree. I completely disagree. That's it.
Probably absorbed this lunatic more than anybody else. Dennis idolized Michael Jordan, almost like a fan. He wanted Michael's approval.
That's funny as hell. Well, people say that. I respected Michael so much what I did.
That part Dennis is lying to you about. Dennis Rodman loves Michael Jordan's dirty draws.
Yeah, some interesting thoughts. So before I continue with the video, let me just go through some of these comments. And yeah, definitely. So it's a little bit tougher for me to play the bow wow, like in terms of I gotta see how I can implement the video, like maybe in the live stream if I could. I gotta figure that out. But in terms of live, but in my regular videos, yeah, I'm gonna put the bow wow ending just for Kid Glory. So shout out to Kid Glory. I will definitely put him on there. And back to his other comment, that was powerful. Looking at yourself in the mirror, saying, "I'm sorry." That's true, man. It really does take a heart-to-heart talk and like real guts to be able to look within yourself and say that you have a problem, and it's like you understand yourself better. And yeah. So shout out to Kid Glory for that. Again, shout out to LeBron is GLOW. Shout out to Layla. The only great defensive player to his team in my book is Bill Russell. Dennis is the defensive GOAT. I mean, hey, to be honest with you, you really could make the case that Bill Russell is the greatest defensive player in NBA history, no matter what position is being played. The greatest. Because Bill was not only a shot blocker, but the guy can roam defensively. He can play free safety and play one-on-one defense. See, that's a real versatile defender. Not this crap that people talking about LeBron James. I'm not saying that LeBron wasn't a good defender. He was a good defender. But this whole thing that he could guard 1 through 5 and all this, I said when the dude plays free safety all the time, he should have been playing football. He could play short safety, free safety, or corner. With the way that dude plays defense, like, come on now. One-on-one defense is not LeBron's strong suit. Especially guys with good handle, they will blow right by him, whether in his prime or right now at his age, 34. So Kawhi and Ben Wallace are definitely great defensive players. I mean, Kawhi's a 2-time defensive player of the year. The guy had just got his second championship and second finals MVP. I mean, Ben Wallace is a 4-time defensive player of the year and NBA champion. Great defensive players. But I think Layla could be right on something. I mean, let's face it. Bill Russell is the revolution. He revolutionized defense. I mean, yes, at the center position because that's what he played, and undersized by today's standards. In '90s standards in terms of center, but Bill Russell definitely set the standard for defense. Not greater than Bill or Dennis though. Both beasts, and Rasheed is criminally underrated, but still not close to Dennis in my book. Yeah, yo, people really need to understand it. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Layla, because Dennis, Rasheed is one of the most underrated defenders of his generation. I can agree with that. Basketball is a game where you control your own destiny because you dictate the pace and flow of the game. Comment win right here. Big facts, family. Big major facts. Huge facts. And Layla with her opinion, She said LeBron. I said LeBron. She said Big Ben. Was it Rasheed over Big Ben? Was it? Yeah. So back to the comment. Hey man, but like I said, we it's a matter of opinion, so we understand that. Minus the technicals. All right, cool. Yeah, cool. I mean, Kid Glory. Michael Jordan, 19 first-time All-NBA defender, former Defensive Player of the Year, while averaging 35 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 53% from the field. Can I ask you, with a season like that, how is LeBron better than Michael Jordan? I have LeBron as a top 10 all-time great. I got him at number 9 on my list. But tell me, LeBron has never won a Defensive Player of the Year award, and when he didn't get the award, he stopped playing defense. He didn't say, oh, I'm going to try to prove to people that I'm the best defender of the league. He didn't do that. He quit playing defense. And the NBA was nice enough to give him a second team, but LeBron was on cruise control that 2014 season. He was just getting his numbers. This whole thing that LeBron hasn't been a good defender since 2016 on the out. No. If LeBron is this great defender, why hasn't he made a all-defensive team since 2014? I told y'all. I've said this many times. That dude stopped playing defense in the prime of his career. He stopped before the age of 30. You don't believe me? Go look up the defensive stats. Go look up all NBA defensive teams and go look at 2013 and 2014 and then look after and see if LeBron's made any defensive teams. Because his fanboys will still sit here and what's Michael Jordan ever done? LeBron is the GOAT. LeBron's a better defender. He's more versatile than Michael Jordan. He can play 1 through 5. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Michael Jordan to me is a more versatile defender than LeBron James. You know why? Michael Jordan, before Dwayne Wade set the record for most blocks by a 2 guard, Michael Jordan had the record for most blocks by a 2 guard. How about the fact that that Michael Jordan had 200 steals and 100 blocks in 2 different seasons, and mind you, back-to-back seasons of 200 steals and 100 blocks. Or how about the fact that Michael has led the league in steals 3 times? 3 times. That, to me, is the opinion of a versatile defender, let alone the fact that he can play free safety and he can play one-on-one defense. But y'all gonna sit here and tell me that LeBron is a better defender than Michael Jordan, and I just told you what that dude did. 35, 5, and 5, winning the scoring title, 53% shooting, and winning the Defensive Player of the Year. Not to mention All-Star MVP, and won the scoring title. Tell me a time when LeBron has done any of that. And like I said, I told you, I've already murked LeBron James on numerous occasions in terms of records that Michael Jordan still has over him. I told you, there's a little secret place where it shows all of these records that Michael Jordan still has over LeBron James. But the fanboys never want to do their research. And I'm telling you, they think that they know, but they have no idea. And at the end of the day, we will see LeBron if LeBron plays defense this year. Well, yeah, that's this year. But I will tell you this, Kid Glory. I feel like Anthony Davis possibly might be out of there if LeBron don't help him win a championship this year. And if LeBron tries to be the guy, and I'm going to say this right now, if LeBron doesn't win a championship this season, his career of winning championships are over. And his numbers are going to pad for the rest of his career. And he will get the Kobe Bryant treatment in Kobe's last few years with the Lakers, post-injuries. Because LeBron's body's breaking down whether people like it or not. And LeBron knows. It was a lot harder. Jordan made 11 all NBA defensive selections, but 9 of them were first team. 9 of them were first team. Yes, he played all 82 games 9 times. LeBron's only played 82 games once, and the media was celebrating it. I'm like, LeBron played 82 games, 1/10 of Jordan's career. 11% of Jordan's 9 seasons of 82 games. LeBron did that in one season, and we were celebrating. Woohoo! He played 82 games. People forget that LeBron was trying to LeBron was going to sit out the last regular season game, but he wanted to keep his consecutive 10 points per game streak alive to pass Michael Jordan. Wow. Wow. Oh, man. Wow. I told y'all, folks, LeBron is too aware of the stat sheet. But these fanboys don't want to listen, man. They don't want to listen. I mean, we gotta wait. We gotta wait and see what happens. I mean, listen, look, will they win another championship? Time will tell this season. I just said that if they don't win a championship this season, LeBron James' career is pretty much over. It's pretty much over. And I think, to me, they'll win a championship when LeBron retires. That's just my opinion.
Scottie, when he did come, right, and you see a lot, even just in that 1 minute of film we saw, right, and about everything that preceded him, his reputation, he was social media before social media, all that stuff. How comfortable were you with having Dennis as a teammate? Did it take you a bit?
It was a tough sale. I definitely can say I wasn't overly excited to get him, but it didn't take me long to say yes. I knew what Dennis brought to the table. We just felt.
Damn, this dude, even Dennis, had a blonde mohawk. Yo, What hasn't this dude done with his hair?
Like that, and I personally felt like that Phil could handle any situation. Phil was always a father figure for his players, help guide them on and off the court, and I felt like he would be a great fit for Dennis. And it was a match made in heaven, as Dennis stated. We needed something that he could bring to the table, and he brought a lot more to the table than we bargained for. So it was a blessing in disguise for us.
They put it with a lot, though. It's a lot with the good, the bad, right?
Right.
Metaphors.
Right.
But,
Was there anything you put them through that you're like, I can't believe I did that?
Well,
yes.
Come on, Dennis, admit it, bro.
You know,
come on, man.
But
Come on.
Yes, they did. I did. So, but it was funny though how winning and coming together as a team can solve a lot of things. But we never really discussed, like those 3 years we were together, we never really discussed all the what was going on outside of basketball. We never discussed on the court what's going on outside of basketball about our daily lives. But once we got on the court, it was a whole different ball game.
You never discussed what was going on in Las Vegas? No, any of that. No, I remember some of those stories where it was like you would tell us things and you were like, you can't print that, Rachel. And like,
right.
Okay. Then I'd like write all the stuff in my little notebook and then be like that.
But it's funny though. Scott has never heard me say this, but I'm gonna say it to him while I'm on national TV around the world. Scottie Pippen is probably the innovator of the power point forward. I love Magic, I love Bird, I love Drexler, I love all these guys, but I want the world to know this guy right here, smooth. I mean, this guy, 6'9". Kevin Durant, kiss his ass. All the guys.
Woo! Damn, Dennis taking a shot at KD with that one. Woo! Damn. But you should have said LeBron James with the people with the way they fawned over him at the small forward position, bro. I mean, I know because they're trying to say, because they said with Kevin Durant and Sobert, I was like, I wonder if he knows his sport heard this one. Woo! I don't know if he saw it, man, but he knows his sport. If you're watching, Dennis Rodman told KD to kiss Scottie Pippen's ass. We're going to have a tag team match, ladies and gentlemen. In one corner, Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen going up against He Knows and his boy Kevin Durant. Should be a hell of a tag team match. Shout out to my man Theodore Long. Do you feel that, player? Holla, holla, holla. Can I get a holla?
At 6'9", 6'10", all you guys need to come up with Scottie and please bow down to him. Because he revolutionized that position in the NBA. I mean, you talk about 1-on-2, 2-on-1, stuff like that. 1-2 guy, Michael, the quickest guy, 1-2 right here, ever. He's never heard me say this. Because I've seen a lot of videos of Scottie do. I mean, seriously, on the break, 1-2, boom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, quick.
Well,
on the break.
I will tell you this, getting to work with Scottie now, that there are so many of today's NBA players who, when I say, oh, we're going to come do like a special show at training camp or whatever, the first request is, can Scottie come? Can you bring Scottie? Can Scottie be there? Because this is the guy that was up on their wall. Obviously, him and Tracy McGrady are the two players that I hear the most. Either I emulated my game after Tracy, which is a different style, or I emulated my game after Scottie. And we have two different kinds of guys who say that, but that is the thing I hear the most.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN.
Shout out to Cassidy. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, I mean, it's great. And let me go to the next one where so I'm going to feature a little bit two more, and I'm going to get to the other topics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show another one, and I want you guys to hear. I'm going to pretty much chime in, and I will be looking at your comments as always. Shout out to Layla, shout out to Kid Glory, shout out to D, shout out to Omar, shout out to Low KT who shows love, shout out to my man. I've spoken to him a little bit, but my man Rio, so you already know, man Rio. When you're coming out with an album, bro, let me know so I can get up on it. I'll probably catch a tune, or you already know. Shout out to you, my brother. Just everybody, man. Duality Unlimited, obviously, Ncaa, shout out to you. Shout out to my man Afro Prince, Prince Habanero, as he was once called. Shout out to my man, like I said, Michael, in the comments as well, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Dylan Savage. You know, shout out to Rumple Stills. Shout out to my man Armas, you know, one of my supporters. Shout out to Buki Allen. Shout out to Obi, you know, one of my other favorites as well. Shout out to him. You already know D Jefferson. He knows his sport. Watch him bleed. The Legends QB. Who else am I missing? Money Mark. Another. That's my guy too, man. Appreciate all of y'all, man. Appreciate all of y'all, man. I'm gonna start making moderators. So it's like I didn't even realize I could make mods now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna start making mods. So you guys will definitely be mods still. Like anybody trolling on my channel coming in with that BS, just get them up on out of here, man. Because I've been dealing with a lot of trolls as of late. It's like they can't stand my voice. I said, well, I guess what? If you can't stand my voice, that means again, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. On top of that, I'm living rent-free in your damn head. If you're so annoyed by me, guess what? I'm just still going to do my thing, and that's just too damn bad. Because Lewis Basketball Football Network, right now, the stock is rising, man, and it's too goddamn high. Anyway, let's get to this video real quick, guys, and then, like I said, I'm going to check your comments as well.
As we say, tell the kids today. Scotty, can you tell the kids today?
Did you hear what Rachel said? I appreciate her for that. Tell the kids today. Kids, learn your basketball history, your baseball history, your boxing history, your football history, your NHL history, your tennis history, your volleyball history, any kind of history. You learn your history. It helps you shape your future. I've said this in quite a few videos. Learning your history will shape and tool your future. Tell them, Rachel.
Just how vicious it was on the court between the Bad Boys and that Chicago Bulls team in the early.
But the 90s was nothing compared to today. Oh, y'all about to get a lesson today. Y'all gonna learn today. Y'all gonna learn today. Tell them, Dennis.
Years, because you see little clips here. I don't think people who weren't watching basketball then really get what it was like.
No, it was a different game. I mean, we see today's game and the relationships of how these players have grown together and came up in the grassroots of basketball, whereas the players that played in the, in the late 90s and on back, there were no relationships really, and we didn't have any love for each other out on the basketball court. We hadn't passed each other nowhere in our career, maybe in college, but it was never that line of communication to build a relationship unless a guy was your teammate. So the rivalries back then, they were real, and there was no love on the basketball court. You had to know that basketball was, you were being talented every way in a basketball game, physically, mentally. All of that was a huge part of the game. It wasn't just about being able to shoot the basketball, but it was about being able to take a lot and give a lot.
The environment on the court between you guys. What was it like when you guys were going against each other?
That's right, Patricia, Sierra Dean. That's right. I can't forget you guys as well. Of course, can't forget about them, man. Tara Matthews, Michelle's daughter, like all of you guys, all the females that I know, Nettie Chick, all of y'all, man, all of you guys, all of you. So I apologize in advance if I don't get everybody, because I try to be good with names and all that, but it's like, no, I mean everybody that I've encountered from RB the Breakthroughs live stream up until my channel right here. I love and appreciate all of y'all, man. Y'all don't understand how much you guys mean to me. Y'all don't understand. It means more than you know.
It was one of those things when we was coming up, and he said, how many was the trouble you bought?
Shout out to my man D Jefferson, Debate Cage. Like I said, go check out his channel. Speaking My Sports Talk, he is leaving because I know that he's got to do another one. Hey man, yo, we out here grinding, D. It's like, yo, I can't wait to do that live stream if we're doing that live stream tonight on basketball. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, go check out Speaking My Sports Talk. And if we happen to do the debate show tonight, like I said, like I will be on He Knows His Sports channel. So anyway, everybody take a shout out to D Jefferson. Like I said, that dude is a real one. That dude, like I said, knows his sports. Yo, go check out their channel. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. You will enjoy. This dude knows his stuff, man. And speaking my sports talk, that what they're doing together, I'm telling you, man, it's going to change the game on YouTube. It's going to change the game. Best believe. And like, they believe in their content. I believe in their content. That's why I was one of the first people to subscribe, one of the first. I'm telling you, man, these guys, I'm telling you, they are doing their thing out here, man. And like I said, man, hit the subscribe button and like the video on this Lewis Basketball Football Network, man.
But the more was getting, the more it was getting. That's the one that was behind me. That's what I want to be the best boss. And I'm saying the Chicago Bulls. They got Scottie. That was a missing link pretty much to Michael Jordan. But it was just our turn at a particular time.
Did you hear that? He said Scottie Pippen was the missing link, but he said that it was not the Bulls' turn at that time. But fanboys always want to go, oh, the Bulls were winning that without Pippen. They got Scottie Pippen. But did you hear what Dennis Rodman said? It was not their time yet. It was the time of the Detroit Pistons. At the time when they were trying to chase the Boston Celtics. Because remember, the Boston Celtics, they ruled the East for a number of years after the Sixers kind of fell off. And the Sixers only won one championship in that. The Sixers went to the finals 3 times, but they only won 1 title. The Lakers went 9 times. They won 5 championships. The Celtics went 5 times and won 3. And the Lakers and Celtics met in the finals 3 times in that decade. 3 times. Did you hear that too? They hit the weights. They got stronger physically. But most importantly, he just said they picked up the mental aspect of the game. I cannot tell you how many times Isaiah Thomas has said this and Joe Dumars said it. And I remember when Michael Jordan was in the come up and he said he thought – people don't understand. Michael Jordan was actually going to retire from basketball after 1990, after the Bulls lost to the Detroit Pistons because he was not able to get past them. 3 years straight, 3 straight exits. Did they get better? Did the Bulls get better? Yeah, they got closer and closer. But Michael was really considering trying to quit. But he was convinced to stay. He believed in the triangle. He told Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson wanted to lower his scoring average to about 24 a game. Now, a lot of people know this. What did Michael Jordan say? Remember the narrative. He's a scoring champion who wins scoring titles but can't lead a team to a championship. You can't be a scoring champion and lead a team to a championship. Michael said, I'm going to change that narrative. So you know what, Phil? No. We're not going to go down to 23, 24. That's just disrespectful to me. We're going to kind of somewhere meet in the middle. I'll average about 30 to 31, maybe 29 to be a little smidge, and we'll win. I'll lead the league in scoring, and we're going to win. Well, Michael Jordan led the league in scoring 10 times in his career, and in 6 of those 10 years that he led the league in scoring, Michael Jordan won the NBA championship. But that's because he was able to succumb himself to a triangle offense. Yes, he had Scottie Pippen, the perfect complementary Robin, but Scottie was no slouch. Scottie was a great player in his own right, and I always give Scottie Pippen credit. And he deserves it, fam. He deserves it. But did you hear what Dennis Rodman just said? The mental aspect of the game they picked up. Let me continue this video, folks, and I'll check back into the comments.
And figure out how we're going to really try to come and attack them, but they had something else up their sleeves besides stuff. You know, we can play mental games, and I'm going to play the quick game. We can play the agile game. We can play the smooth game. They played all of it, and we didn't know how to handle that.
And that was the problem. The Bulls were able to play Detroit in all phases of the game that Detroit really didn't know how to defend it. So they thought that by still trying to be physical, that they were going to mentally be able to get into the minds of the Bulls and get the Bulls out of what they wanted to do out of their game. But because the Bulls were so mentally strong, no matter what Detroit did, it just did not take away from the Bulls' rhythm. And that's why the Bulls pretty much kicked their asses. Oh, but the Pistons and the Celtics, they got old. But who were the Celtics playing, ladies and gentlemen? They were battling Detroit for the East crown before the Bulls even started to come into prominence. And once the Chicago Bulls came to prominence, then it was the Bulls and the Pistons. Okay? The Celtics were done by 88. So the next 3 seasons, it was Bulls Pistons. Then once the Bulls broke through, it was their turn. The Pistons were not old. Rodman was 30. Isaiah Thomas was 29. And Joe Dumars was 28. Or I think Isaiah turned 30. But my point is, all of them were in their prime when the Bulls beat them. Some of the guys were a little bit older, and some guys were hurt. But even then, so Detroit was still a confident team. They just lost their confidence and swagger when the Bulls beat them very badly in those 4 games. It was over. Isaiah Thomas even really wasn't even the same player after his wrist injury that he suffered during the 91 season. He was trying to find himself, but it was pretty much done, man. They were done.
The mental back and forth between you guys out on the court. What was the mental warfare?
Well, you had Bill Laimbeer, you had Rick Mahorn, and you had pretty much those 2 guys were pretty much the enforcers. I was pretty much the guy out there that's antagonized the hell out of you. Just go out there and nitpick to you the whole time. You're not doing this, you're not doing that. But I picked up the mentality as far as like, okay, great. If we can't beat them, let's beat them.
Yeah.
Let's just beat them.
Would
Okay,
he talk a lot on the court?
No, I mean, they didn't do too much talking. I mean, to look back at that time, it was really about the Detroit Pistons really dominated us mentally. Physically, we were able to catch up, but it was a mental aspect that we had to kind of get over to be able to get knocked to the floor and take it like a man and get up and, knock your free throws down.
Michael Jordan said this in the 1991 championship video. He said the Pistons turned us into individuals and they would beat us mentally. So not only did we get physically tired, we started getting mentally tired. But did you see what Scottie Pippen said? They could match up physically and they caught up physically. It was mentally. That's what the Pistons were doing to people in the league. That's why people hated them so much. They used the physical stuff in the trash talks to get in your head. That's why the Pistons are not really credited for how intelligent of a basketball team they really were, because they really were a great team. They're just, again, their image is always going to be known as bad boys, but those bad boys were an intelligent basketball group. That's the problem. When you're a true student of the game, you can see that. Other people really can't. They can't see what you see, man. Their tunnel vision, your field vision, your ultra wide version, your X-ray vision.
But understand that we can play that same game.
Foreshadowing.
Don't give up in the layups. Protect our paint, because that's what winning basketball was like back in the late 80s and going into the 90s. You didn't give up layups. So
right.
those 80-point games were real, and those points were earned and not given.
Yeah, and when you did finally beat them and the Pistons are walking off the court, not saying there's no congratulations.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. They beat our ass, and we put our tails between our legs, and we had no choice but to look down and say, you know what, you got us. And my own home people of all places, was lose at home, especially right by Chicago.
Did you realize in that moment that was what it felt like for them?
No, I really didn't, because
there's no sympathy.
No sympathy at all.
That team's pride was so high.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't think that they could be defeated. They felt like that their style of play was gonna run a lot.
It was the same thing for the Boston Celtics. Pistons had them on the ropes in '87, and after the Isaiah Thomas mental blunder in Game 5, the Celtics kept making it seem like, well, they can't beat us because we're still mentally head and shoulders above them, even though we felt like the Detroit Pistons kind of caught up. But in '88, the Pistons were ready to go to that next level and go to the NBA Finals. They just were a tad bit close in winning. They were a tad bit close. They could have been the first team since the Boston Celtics to three-peat. Had it not been for that, they should have won that NBA Finals in '88 against the Lakers. They should have won, but some very bad officiating in that Game 6 really extended the Lakers season just one more time. But the Lakers were running on tire fumes at that point, and I felt like their dynasty wasn't gonna last as long. Well, their run of dominance in the '80s was just coming to a close, because all we remember the Detroit Pistons was just that little brief period in between Boston and LA, and then what would become the Chicago Bulls dominance. They were just that brief little stint in that period.
But to be honest, they knocked down all the dominoes for us. Yes, they were our biggest challenge. They knocked us out a lot of times, but the Boston Celtics was really the team that, they didn't really stand in our way, because, it was about the Pistons.
Right.
And if you're able to beat the Pistons, you pretty much got a championship.
There you go.
That's what we were able to do.
You certainly did. You.
Did you hear that? If you beat the Pistons, it's almost like you kind of got a championship. You got a championship team. Did you hear that? I told y'all, man. And now, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, the video on the Bulls going 50-0 in the lockout season of '99 after the Bulls won their third straight title in '98. So let me get back up on this and let's watch this one. And then, like I said, I'll go back to the comments.
And again, I just want to say, for those people who think that there's craziness out there, I remember standing there as a 19 and 20-year-old for a lot of those moments, and thinking, is this what the NBA is like? And the truth is, nothing was ever like that again. We'll get to that in a minute. But I do want to talk about your integration into the Bulls, Michael Jordan a little bit, because we saw a clip earlier in the show with that. And look, again, from being just even a young pup covering you guys, I used to tell people their teammates and their brothers out on the court, but it took a lot of work to get there. And I always say, people think that leaders today are like, oh, LeBron James is hard on his teammates or whatever. And I always say, right, but Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr in the face during a practice.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Let it go, Rachel. Let it go. You still out here trying to catch LeBron by mentioning that whole punch in the face, but then you want to go, oh, man, Dennis and Scottie, they meant so much to me and talking to me. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, just imagine if Michael Jordan would happen to sit right there, and you see Michael, Scottie, and Dennis, man, at the table. That would be one hell of an Instagram picture, man. Twitter. Yo, you get the right camera, I'm telling you, man, that's a picture worth an infinite wisdom amount of words. Big facts, Layla. Big facts. Appreciate both of y'all, man. Y'all represent. Y'all really
right? How demanding was MJ on you as a teammate?
Not too much.
Okay.
not too much.
You got all right.
Scottie probably
kind of surprised to hear that.
Better than I do, because Mike hung out a lot.
Right.
You know, me and Mike and Scottie, we really didn't hang out too much during the season.
Right.
I think I was more like the loner in the group, but these guys had a special bond. They was with each other for 6-7 years beginning before I got there, and it was fun to watch those two guys really interact with each other. They play against each other in practice, at home, playing cards or doing anything that has something to do with physical tasks. And when I watch them in practice and in the games, man, sometimes I sit back and watch. You know, I'm looking at Risnikov. I'm looking at, there's people that's so gracious on the court. And sometimes you have to just, I'm like a little kid sometimes looking at these guys. And I'm like the one used to kick their ass, throw them on the floor, punch them and stuff like that. Now I'm playing with these guys. So I praise them even more when I was with these guys. But like I said, those days they actually pretty much saved my life pretty much. Scottie had done so much for me in Chicago. And sometimes when I was doing my crazy stuff back home and I had to come back and they reel me back in and get my focus back on the game at hand. But they did a lot for me that's been in Chicago. They actually opened the doors for me in their hearts. So, and the city too.
You know what? I think it was great for us. That worked out two ways. We realized that Dennis was looking forward to rejuvenating his career, and it was important for us to get back to being a championship team. So we all needed and wanted the same thing at the end. But what Dennis really brought to us as a team was his leadership and his hard work.
But you had to work stuff out between you guys. And, I asked you, how hard was MJ on you? But you guys were all hard on each other in different ways. And you tested them with how much that they would accept, right?
Yeah. I tested them, but I don't think they realized that I was doing those certain things off the court as much as I was. But
did you not realize it?
You know what? We did realize that Dennis was living two different lives.
Yes.
We also understood that, he was so professional out on the basketball court. I mean, We knew Dennis stayed after 5 a.m. Someone would tell us, like, Dennis just got back in from Vegas. But
Madonna was on TV talking about having sex with him. So
you heard it here. I mean, I know a lot of people probably like already knew that, but you heard it here. She went live and said she had sex with Dennis, man. I just want to say, how in the world, how in the bluest of blue hell did these two meet? How? How, Sway?
Carmen Electra.
It's just a whole big circus, man.
Yeah. So he brought a lot of social media right to our face.
Quick.
he was viral before social media.
Yes,
That's what,
he
right?
was definitely before his time.
Yeah, it was good though. I think the stars of that line. I think God brought us together for a reason. And it's funny though, Scottie could say something like this. We never really talk off the court. The only time we would actually talk off the court is like we go to a restaurant. And we didn't realize this, but we formed a triangle in a restaurant.
Really?
Dang, these dudes are so in sync, yo. They playing the triangle even off the court in a damn restaurant? Wow. Wow, man. Wow. That's
I'll be over here.
MJ,
I'll be
Scottie,
over there.
Dennis.
And I'll be over here. We had our own security people with us. But we
hold on, before I play the video, yo, Kid Glory says, do they have a woo? That's gotta be hitting somewhere. Who even knows, man? Oh, really? That's weird. Really? Wow, I don't understand. I don't know why it's dropping. I don't even know what's the deal. What's up with that one? That's weird. Might have to figure that out. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. So apologize for that, Layla. I don't know why, but that's kind of weird. So apologize for that.
We really interact with each other. We had a triangle going right there, 24/7 in a restaurant, you know. So, but like I said, I would never take those days back in home.
Oh, right.
I mean, I'm like, that was like.
Well, this thing gets to how they ended, right? And look, you saw a little bit of in the clip.
Right.
If management hadn't decided this is Phil's last year, which sounds insane every time I say it out loud, and therefore you guys decided, well, we don't want to do it without Phil, how much longer could the dynasty have gone on?
I had no say so. I'm like Scottie Allen, just one.
Well, I mean, if you guys had stayed together, when you look at the landscape of the NBA, if it had been you and Phil and MJ and Dennis, how many more championships could you have won?
I would probably say at least 2.
Okay.
I would say at least 2. I would have loved to have challenged ourselves to a point.
Damn, that would have put them at 8. And think about this, folks, too, man. Michael Jordan, the 2 years that he left, a lot of people say 8 straight championships. The Bulls probably would have won 10. Damn. Michael Jordan with 10 rings. Imagine if Jordan and Pippen had 10 rings. Wow. If that were the case, yo, I'm sorry, man, but yo, LeBron would not eat, yo. That's like saying, bro, like, that's like LeBron still chasing the ghost and Michael just continues to drift away, man. That's crazy. It's crazy. I really can't even see that, man. It's unbelievable, man.
Or someone could defeat us. The teams that were giving us the most trouble, Utah Jazz, and more in the finals, they were just as old or older than us, which gives me the sense that we probably could have ran.
And for people who are disrespecting the Utah Jazz and saying that they're nothing but a bunch of bums and a bunch of plumbers that Jordan played back in the day, typical fanboy talk, just spewing the same thing that other fanboys spit along with the media. The Utah Jazz of 97-98, folks, they beat a Houston Rockets team with Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, and Akeem Olajuwon. Yes, they were much older, and yes, that was an 8th-seeded Rockets team. They weren't the same. I get all that, but just the previous year, the 97 Jazz beat the 57-win Houston Rockets that started the season 21-2 with that older group, mind you. Also, they beat the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, that talented team of young Shaq and Kobe. How about the 98 Lakers, who were arguably the most talented team in the NBA, and who had young Shaq and young Kobe, and who had 4 All-Stars, including Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones. Okay, that Laker team was stacked, and they won 61 games. That's who the Jazz swept in the Western Conference Finals, being the lesser talented team. But then, ladies and gentlemen, when they ran into the Bulls had defense and they had heart, and they got Michael Jordan. And Scottie Pippen was actually he was looking to have a case for the MVP because Scottie was actually shooting the ball well, but he didn't shoot the ball well in the last 2 games that killed his MVP case. Scottie really could have pretty much changed the narrative. But anytime he's gotten the opportunity, he's either gotten a key injury or has always had a low shooting performance that's killed him. And it sucks. And that's why partly he's always had this little bitter jealousy towards Michael in a sense, in that he wished he could have delivered one time to prove to people that he was just not always a sidekick. He ended up being content with it just because he realized that he was not the lead guy. It looked like he was going to be, but he couldn't. He couldn't.
A couple, 3 more years in terms of teams that we could beat on the West Coast.
Right, and also there was a lockout, right? Which lets you rest your old tired bones.
That's it.
That makes me mad, man. Because God, like, I mean, we were on time because we had legs for 50 games. We had legs for 50 games. My God, I'm like,
people don't understand. They would have gotten a break, and the thing is, it's a 50-game season. The Bulls would have been fine, in my opinion. I think that team runs it back. I think they play the San Antonio Spurs. I think the Bulls beat them in a close series. I really think so. With all due respect to Tim Duncan and David Robinson, they're twin towers, and they'll try to use their post play, but remember they don't have the guard, they don't have the wings they don't have the wings to match up against MJ and Scottie, which is why I feel like that the Bulls' wings would have more impact than the twin towers down low in David Robinson and Tim Duncan, and that's with all due respect to them because the Spurs are a great team. Okay, they're a great team. And I respect both players, but I think that Jordan and Pippen would have found a way to get it done. And like I said, the will of Michael Jordan, man, you would have to cut his heart out to beat him. That's how much MJ wanted to win. I really feel like the Bulls wouldn't lose. And if they bring Dennis Rodman back, fill the whole core, they could have ran him back again. Michael has said this many times after the Bulls split up.
oh, screw this up. Screw this up because I'm like, oh my God, what this guy was Michael, Bill, Jerry Krause, or I don't know, whatever. So maybe I don't know who screwed it up.
I think we all knew going into that last season that was the end. So no one really screwed it up. It was going to be screwed up at the end.
No, somebody did screw it up, Scotty. Jerry Krause. That's who screwed it up. Him and Jerry Reinsdorf, but more so Jerry Krause.
We just have to accept that.
I just know what your record was in '98, that season, so I'm thinking about what your record would have been in a lockout shortened season.
Probably 15-0.
Right?
Probably 15-0, right?
If I'm going to be totally honest with the Bulls in terms of what their record would be, I can go and say things like maybe 40-10, 42-8, more along those lines. Maybe even 43-7, 41-9. So I look at 40 to 43 wins in a 50-game lockout season. They're not going 50-0. Sorry. I know they have the mindset of a 50-0, but basketball-wise, you're not winning 50 games. But imagine if they go undefeated. Imagine. That would have been more argument for today's fanboys, to be honest with you. But it didn't happen.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For highlights and analysis, check out the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, check out ESPN.
That was my man, Watch the GOAT. So you got RB the GOAT, RB Wojnarowski, and then you got Adrian Wojnarowski. So shout out to Woj, man. And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least. Okay, so anyway, now that I'm done with those, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done with the videos. So I wanted you guys to take a listen and tell you like just how important that those 90s Bulls gives me nostalgia just for the fact that being a student of the game, I appreciate the history. I really appreciate it, man. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Appreciate that, Layla. You are a real one. You're as real as your smile as it gets, man. Let's see, Kid Glory, man. That would be crazy. He's not. He's not. You're right. But you know these fools. They'll never get it. It's like talking to a brick wall when it comes to these fanboys. Stockton them alone. Top five? You know what? I will have to research all the duels in NBA history and actually, you know what? That should actually be my next video. I think you just gave me an idea, Layla, for my next video on terms of top five duels in NBA history. I like it. I like it. I like it. So Kid Glory says, Lewis, who are your top five players currently? Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid when healthy. When healthy. Hey man, no problem, man. You already know this. As my guy, he knows the sports. He calls me the NBA encyclopedia. So yo, we gotta appreciate our history out here, man. Like I said, if you look at NBA history and there's a picture in that dictionary, you'll see you'll see Lewis on there. Oh, for sure. Those are facts. Telling people, learn your history to shape your future. That's what Lewis Basketball Football Network was saying. Yeah. So, oh yes, Layla. Best believe I will be doing the video. Like I said, thank you for the idea. I'm gonna do top five duels in NBA history. So yeah, like I said, my five: Kawhi, KD, Steph, Giannis, and Joel Embiid when healthy. Exactly. We don't break down, we break through. Perfect. Perfect analogy right there. Perfect. That is very, very true. Very true. Yep. Very true. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to switch topics. We're going to switch to Mr. LeBron James and his foul for Taco Tuesday grievance was denied. And I got to ask you, why is this even a topic? ESPN got nothing better to do but to spit regurgitated nonsense by the media. The level of buffoonery of LeBron James to file for a Taco Tuesday trademark for his business, knowing that that joint was already trademarked, historically wise, to then try to use claim for his GOAT status of what he's doing off the court. This is why people honestly really don't understand how I see through the malarkey. I see it. I can see right through this. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think LeBron is doing himself justice and working so hard on all these projects he's trying to get into? It's easy. It's easy. That brother's trying to put himself all over to say that he's that special. Trying to use off the court game to say I'm better than Michael Jordan in NBA history, man. I told you, man, LeBron is for the camera. He'll tell you he ain't for the camera. He's about his teammates. He's about this and that. That dude is all about the camera. He's all about the limelight. LeBron is Stephen A. Snitch out here. Put the camera on me. That is what LeBron James is. He is all about the spotlight. LeBron loves the spotlight. For people who cap and saying that LeBron's not the one doing this and this and this and this and that, oh, he's doing it. He's just getting his handlers to do it so he make it seem like he's not. And this is not here to spew hate. This is facts, man. This is facts. And like Layla says, you could take the Windex, you could take yourself some Lysol, and you could spray those 6 finals L's all you want. But when you try to wipe that shit, it ain't coming off because it's in the record books. So that stain is still there, no matter what. No matter what. And like I said, my man Omar Page speaks facts. He is about publicity. Shout out to Kid Glory when he says I gotta cop some Arby's merch. Man, listen, yo, I saw one of Arby's videos the other day, and my man had this really nice gray jacket. And the first thing I said in the comments was, "Yo, I just came here for the merch, bro, because that joint is fire. It's got RB, it's got the crown. It would have been dope to me if he would have had the mic on there, because it says this is RB News, and he has some kind of like a mic, or if it had like a little mic drop with the crown, yo." See, look at that. Your boy Lewis coming up with the innovative ideas right there. I think that even would have made it even more hella fire. And yo, the quality looks great on that RB merch that he got on, bro. I'm telling you, man. Oh yeah, and this moron out here talking about, oh, the LeBron James revenge tour. You going on tour? You going on tour? What you mean by going on revenge tour? Getting back at people who said that that you were pretty much done. I'm gonna show you why I'm gonna get 27-8 again and fail to make the playoffs when I activate playoff mode in from training camp. I told them all them dudes better keep that same energy. That same energy. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's unbelievable to me. It is really, really unbelievable. You know? Excuse me. And what was I gonna do? I was gonna go to another video that I saw. No, it wasn't even about that. There was just I was trying to look at something else. And it was kind of relating to what was it? No, not about no wait. There it is. You know, it was really on that, man. And so let me see, man. Dean said that he getting revenge on himself. Yeah. Wow. He does that. He would have really outdone himself. So Steve Nash or Chris Paul, would I rank higher? Mr. Michael Polanco, shout out to you, my man. Appreciate you for being on the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, like and share the content, man. Again, as you drop on by, yo, just take a pit stop. Come check out Lewis Basketball Football Network. You never know what you might like. I mean, yeah, you really might even like the menu. I'm telling you, man. Got a nice little menu of topics cooking up here, man. Just spice it all up, churn it, cook it. How them topics taste? Magnifique. Just like the Lewis Basketball Football Network. You know what I'm saying? So he says Steve Nash or Chris Paul. Steve Nash or Chris Paul. If I take both of them in their primes, they both made teammates better. Chris Paul was the better defender. He was the better scorer than Steve Nash. I mean, it depends on personal preference. My personal preference for me, I would choose Steve Nash, and here's why. As great as Chris Paul is offensively and defensively, my problem with Chris Paul is his attitude. My problem with Chris Paul is that as much of a leader as he can be, he can still be a detriment to your basketball team. Steve Nash may not play defense, but he is a better leader. And to me, and like I said, he really made teammates better, not just the system he played in. He really made guys better. I mean, he made Amari into a better player. I mean, Q Rich. Check out the Players Tribune with him and Knuckleheads with him and D Miles. I love that podcast, man. What those two do, man, it is great. But what I will do is that and the thing is also Steve Nash does have rings. I mean, he got them with being in the Warriors front office, but he has them. And he has 2 MVPs as well. He's a back-to-back MVP. Like I said, he may not be the best defender. I got Chris Paul as a better defender than him. Chris Paul, to me, is the better scorer than Steve Nash. Steve Nash, excuse me, guys, is the better shooter. But I feel like he's a better leader. Like I said, he's more fun to play with, and he really does make guys better. Look what he did with Amari. You know, look what he did with Dirk and Michael Finley in Dallas. You know, I mean, look what he guys did with guys like Raja Bell, Marcin Gortat, like a lot of guys who are like known as like backup players, like Boris Diaw. He made a lot of guys better. So I would choose Steve Nash. You know, just my opinion. And let's see. Oh, that's right. So like getting back to LeBron James before I get on to the next topic on Kevin Durant. Um, So yeah, like LeBron getting himself involved in all these projects and doing Space Jam 2, and it's like notice that Anthony Davis, and he's been talking about expectations all summer long, and you really haven't heard LeBron, and you're probably not going to hear LeBron until media day, and he's probably going to tell you, yeah, you know, we're about trying to win a championship and all this and this and this and this. You're going to hear it. I'm telling you, the all season I'm going to hear the "I'm a kid from Akron" speech. That's all I'm going to hear all season now. I'm a kid from Akron. Like, you left Cleveland twice, dude. It's like apparently you're pretty much done with Akron. Like, you need to talk about LA now. I don't want to hear that I'm a kid from Akron. Like that shit is done, bro. That's done. So, yo, Sierra Dean, yeah, she a real one. She is funny as hell. And she be calling me a troll fan. She said LeBron getting revenge on himself. Is he getting revenge on himself from Cleveland? That's what I think. It could be Cleveland. Just saying, man. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure your notifications are turned on. Make sure that they are turned on, okay? Because sometimes that the notifications, like people don't get them, and then people get unsubbed, and then you got to sub back in. But I know YouTube tends to monetize because there be trolls on people's channels, so then you think you have more subs, and then the subs kind of go down. So it's like, you know, it tends to happen, folks. So it tends to happen. But once again, like I said, man, share the content, hit the like button, man. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like I said, appreciate you guys for coming on this live stream. And like I said, I feel LeBron is not focused on basketball. And he said it already. Anything after if I win a championship, anything after is icing on the cake. Ladies and gentlemen, he said this. What is that telling you? That he came to the Lakers for non-basketball reasons. I mean, how many dedicated Laker fans will be the first to tell you that they didn't want this guy? They did not want this guy. They didn't want him. They didn't want him. And I'm not even gonna get through the metrics. Like all they did was talk about this guy's numbers. That's all they did. But LeBron was gonna win 54 wins by Shannon Sharpe and them, and LeBron was he's gonna lead the West, and he's gonna lead them to another championship. And they said that, and then they failed to make the playoffs. And how LeBron was hurt, but then forget to mention that the other guys were hurt along with LeBron. And it's just LeBron's hurt. But then when LeBron loses at the same activated playoff mode, and LeBron was doing some real dumb shit, some real dumb shit, that for the greatest player in the history of the game, it's one thing that you can have a bad year, but it was in the way he was having it. He was making some of the most easiest mental mistakes. I'm like, this dude must have lost his IQ when he left Cleveland. Or did he really have an IQ to begin with this quote-unquote great individual IQ that his fanboys slurp all over about? That the LeBron James, Lavengers, jockstrap sniffers in the 3-6 Mafia love to hang off his nutsack talking about that he has the greatest individual IQ I've ever seen, and Skip, and Skip needs to stop giving him credit. If he's not better than Michael Jordan, how does he have this great individual IQ? Stop it, Skip. You expose yourself, Skip. Well, here's the thing, Skip. Don't do that, Skip. Oh, I'm gonna do Shannon. Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that, Skip. So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, Taco Tuesday. Like, shut up, LeBron. Focus on basketball and worry about trying to get the Lakers a championship before the Lakers come in pitchforks and with flaming wood coming at you with a riot at Staples Center, wanting you exiled, get up on out of here, out of Los Angeles. And then the fanboys are really gonna be like, look how much LeBron gets hate. And y'all still not gonna hold him accountable for the BS that nigga does on the court. Still, my gosh, man. Anthony Davis better be ready, because if LeBron does any of his antics, he's gonna be the Robin scapegoat of the Los Angeles Lakers. Best believe. Best believe. LeBron got the player he wanted. I just don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear it. If they're fully healthy, and like I said, LeBron James better be the greatest teammate in NBA history for one season if they're going to win this championship. Because if he start throwing teammates under the bus, it exposes all you fanboys and all the people in the media of this narrative that LeBron James makes people better, that he's this great outgoing teammate. That dude was never a great teammate. LeBron is a narcissistic ego. LeBron is me, myself, and LeBron first. Okay? I told you. Why you think Dwayne Wade is keeping him around? Because the dude is in Los Angeles. Holly weird. If LeBron wasn't in Los Angeles, Dwayne Wade would not be capping for him like that. Let me ask you this question, folks, because there's reports saying that Dwayne Wade is getting into basketball shape and possibly making a return. So let me get this straight, Dwayne Wade. You did a farewell tour when last season, the year before that, LeBron James traded your ass back to Miami. And you asked him if he knew about the trade, and LeBron said he didn't know about it. Typical LeBron. He'll be involved in things. He'll have his camp involved in things, but he'll be the first to tell you that he doesn't know what's going on. He knows what's going on. Because how can LeBron be this self-aware? Like, wake up and smell the coffee, folks. Smell it. And it don't smell very good, but you got to smell it. I told you, LeBron, he's a great player, but that dude he's a great actor for his fans. But he's not getting an Oscar for me for how much LaFoney he likes to act. That dude is LaFoney. I'm telling you. I couldn't imagine being a Lakers fan, man. I really couldn't. I really couldn't, man. Oh yeah, yo, Doug, exactly, Doug Banks. And shout out to you for coming to the stream. Oh yeah, I'm LeBron James. I'm just a kid from Akron. I'm not supposed to be here. Listen, man, I'm just a kid from New York, man. I'm a kid from the Bronx. I wasn't supposed to be here neither. Okay, just like a person could be from Orlando and they wasn't supposed to be here. A person could be from Boston and they wasn't supposed to be here. A person could be from Pennsylvania and Philly and they weren't supposed to be here. Or a person could be from South Texas and they weren't supposed to be here. Or Louisiana or Alabama or New Orleans or Tennessee or Carolina or Minnesota or Michigan or Wyoming or Wisconsin or Washington or Cali or Seattle. It don't matter. Utah, Nevada, Oklahoma, it don't freaking matter. Dakota, the bottom line is, folks, you can't use those excuses, man. You cannot. Cannot use those excuses if you fail. And y'all think I won't get on LeBron? Best believe I'm going to get on that dude. Best believe. LeBron Taco Tuesday, James. Why you worried about Taco Tuesday? You trying to elevate your goal stat? See, if LeBron has to work this hard to be in many projects, that's just telling me he's not better than Michael Jordan. Because why are you trying to keep your name relevant if everybody knows who you are, LeBron? That's my thing. For a top 10 player to be acting this childish, that just tells me, in my opinion. So I'm just going to say this, folks. If LeBron does not win an NBA championship this season with Anthony Davis, not only does LeBron James get the higgity hush of the effing season, shout out to He Knows His Sport, LeBron James will be out of my top 10. And Kobe Bryant, who was out of my top 10, will now have his case to be in the top 10. And I gave my reasons why I had LeBron over Kobe. And it was just out of respect, and it's just my opinion for what I've seen basketball in my life. But I'm telling you that Kobe Bryant will be in the top 10 if LeBron James doesn't get his act together. Sorry. And I told you, he's not even better than Michael Jordan. So, and like I said, if you really want to compare LeBron, his real contemporaries are Kobe Bryant and Larry Bird. And today's players, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard. That's it. Because to be honest with you, Kobe may have patterned his game and is the closest to Michael in terms of game. But if we're talking career, neither Kobe nor LeBron, if we're going to be objective, cannot compare into the stratosphere of Michael Jordan. Just can't. Okay, Kid Glory, appreciate you. Like the fact that you're subbed already. All right, no doubt. Oh, yeah, we all know Patricia didn't want him. Yo, she would let me know on the regular when I was making those informative I'm a fun guy videos back in the day. Oh man, exactly, Michael. I could imagine being a Lakers fan, man. I could imagine. I could imagine. Yo, I want you guys to do that. I want you guys to do that. Y'all got to figure out some way, if y'all could, to get Patricia, Duality, Jay, Prince, Ciara, and Nettie on here. That's a fact. That is a huge fact. Yeah, we do need them on here. For real. Yep. Thank you. See? Kid Glory, he's from South Bend, and he ain't supposed to be here neither. But we're all here, right? Thank you. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, switching gears. You can switch gears with me anytime. So I'm going to switch gears. Shout out to LeVar Ball for that. But anywho, next topic. Mr. KD trade 5. Kevin Alien Feet Durantula Slim Reaper Durant. Or as Skip likes to call him, Durant. Skip Drip Bayless Durant. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play another video. And this is on Shannon Sharp and his toxic fanboyism, talking about how Kevin Durant owes him an apology for what happened in breaking up the Warriors. So he's going to talk about it, and I'm going to give my thoughts. This ought to be good. And I think just for the ladies, this will be good too, because I'm going to play a video on Skip Bayless, because his wife Ernestine actually appeared on the show. I thought she was a myth, but she's real, man. And so I wanted to play that just for a good laugh, and I think you guys will get a good laugh out of it too. But I just want to play this video real quick with KD and watch Shannon go all crazy. You would have thought he was Larry Johnson's grandmama with the way this nigga talk. But anyway, they're gonna talk, and I'm gonna give my thoughts. By the way, Jenny looking very beautiful in that purple dress, man. And like I said, Jenny is very excellent at her job. So as much as I get compliment, you give the women respect. You treat the women like you want to be treated, man. Again, shout out to women moderators. Shout out to women lawyers. Shout out to women doctors. Shout out to women firefighters, police. And shout out to women who are doing their thing on YouTube channels. And like I said, who are just out here grinding, out here hustling, man. Intelligent women out there. The women that have the combination of beauty and brains, when I see a woman who says, I have the, find you a woman that could do both, put on a pair of J's and put on a pair of shoes on, who knows how to put in that work, but also to be sporty and classy. You know what? I appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to the ladies out there in the YouTube community, man, from your boy Lewis Basketball Football Network.
From Katie, what do you make of all of this?
Katie owes me an apology. Katie,
you owe me an apology, Shannon, for being such a fanboy of LeBron James. You owe me an apology for marrying another man who you call 258, 260 pounds of sexual chocolate. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, bro.
You need to at me. Remember I said
yeah, that's right. You be sliding into LeBron's Twitter account. You be sliding all over his DMs just to make sure nobody can have him, right? Damn. Think about that. A bulky, strong man loving another bulky, strong man. Jesus Christ. The looks they probably give each other up and down. Oh, my goodness.
The KD is finding out he was never going to be accepted like Steph, Clay, and Draymond. True. And he went on Twitter and said that was the ignorant statement. And now the bad thing that I said, he's talking about it in an article. So I want my apology, KD. Now you won't get it. I will.
I want you to shut the hell up, Shannon.
Get it. Oh, I think I don't know what KD thought. I really don't. I think if KD had left and gone any place else, it would have been upset because KD, you were there. Big time, great player. I believe he's the greatest player.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know, Kevin Durant actually had an interview with a Wall Street Journal, and he was basically talking about his time in Golden State and felt like he was never he never felt like a true warrior. I said this before and I say it again. Bob Myers exposed the contingency plan by calling Kevin Durant the stepchild that knows his role. Once he said that, he let the elephant out in the room. Kevin Durant wasn't going to stay there. And like I said, it only intensified. It only got worse when Draymond Green and Kevin Durant had that scuffle on the court. Draymond is 100% at fault for that. And he is the reason, and those two are the reason that Kevin Durant is no longer a Golden State Warrior. Kevin tried. But like I said, Bob exposed that when they won the title. He exposed it. It was over. Had Bob Myers not said what he said, and people forget, that dude was drunk when he said that at the championship parade in 2017. So Bob Myers, that's why when he was crying like crazy and he was like, it's not fair. I don't know if it was genuine or not, but just for me, it just kind of sounds pure phony, especially going back to what he said. Trust me, if Bob Myers were to look back at that tape and listen to what he said, he would feel so guilty right now. So guilty. You never understand what kind of comments can go above people's heads, man, until you listen to them. Because people only looked at Draymond. Draymond is the reason KD was out. No, Bob Myers exposed it. He really limited KD's time because KD went out and said, I want to be here for the long haul. So I think Kevin Durant looked like he was finally going to be happy up until Bob Myers said what he said, up until Draymond acted on the court and then calling Durant a bitch. And then on top of that, saying we won without you. That's why I said as good as Draymond is, he making it sound like if, you know, he's this unbelievable 26-point per game superstar scorer out here. So basically what Draymond told KD is, we don't love you like that because you're not Kobe. And therefore Kevin Durant's in Brooklyn. And besides, here's another thing with LeShannon Sharp. Why should KD owe you an apology when you and the mainstream media were doing everything that you could with your statements to try to break the Warriors up when the minute Kevin Durant joined? But then you want to go back and say how sensitive he is. And yes, KD is sensitive. Yes, he is. He had many Twitter accounts. He feels like he needs to answer people back. Shows a little bit of vulnerability, but okay, at least he has a sense of honesty. But the fact that Shannon out here lying and wants this apology, here's my thing. You need to apologize to me if LeBron don't win a championship this year. What excuse are you going to have coming out the bag? Oh, by the way, I don't want any plush blankets of LeBron. I don't want any pillows of LeBron. I don't want a LeBron doll. I don't want a LeBron jersey. I just want you to see if you're going to put that GOAT mask on if LeBron don't win a championship.
Contest that, but I believe KD is the greatest player in the Seattle OKC history. If he went and joined a team
and in the NBA currently when he's not injured
that beat him after he had that team down 3-1, and he joined a team that had just won 73 games with a unanimous
that lost 7 players, and yes, he joined Steph Curry core and Klay Thompson core and Draymond Green core and trying to put Andre Iguodala as his all-star level player. Andre Iguodala was an all-star back in 2012, 2013, or 2014, but that was it. That was years ago, man. That was years ago. Andre was a role player by that point. He was a role player before KD got there. Nothing like if Andre Iguodala is like Lou Williams, like with his intangibles and the ability to score. Like, stop it, Shannon. Stop it. So, yeah, you owe me an apology, Shannon. And on top of that, 73-9, lost 9 playoff games. Steph Curry, not really the same player coming back from that injury. And he injured his ankle. He made no excuses and played, and he choked in Game 7. Choked that NBA Finals and only had really one good game. I told you, Klay Thompson didn't have a good game until these past finals. Shot a career-high 50%. So when Shannon out here talks and KD going to the Warriors, okay, keep that same energy for LeBron. He left enjoying Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. That's why I said both of them are at fault for this modern era. Okay, KD just out-chessed LeBron James. That's just it. KD checkmated LeBron in the last 3 seasons. That's it. Well, LeBron's last 2 years before he left Los Angeles.
MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, people gonna look at you like, what? And he's like, I was never accepted. You weren't. What? And KD's didn't read this, but he was talking about, although I was never gonna be accepted because Klay and Steph and Draymond was drafted there. Iggy was there for the first title. Everybody else came to rehabilitate something. What was I gonna rehabilitate? I was scoring title of an MVP. Exactly, KD. That's why everybody got so upset at you. You were a scoring champion 4 times. You was in.
But nobody could be upset. LeBron controlling narratives, forming 2 super teams, going to 8 straight finals. See, nobody could be upset about that because it does not compare to what Kevin Durant did. And I get it. Kevin Durant made a weak move at the time, and I still say it's a weak move. I'm not here going to defend Kevin Durant. I'm not going to defend him on that. But I respected his decision at the end of the day, and I moved on. The problem with these idiotic fanboys is they don't move on. You got your wish. The Warriors didn't win the 2019 title. Y'all kept saying Steph is the runner-up for MVP. He's going to win the MVP. He didn't win it. KD, y'all were forcing KD to play because how the Warriors can win without KD and all this. He comes, pours his heart out, plays 11 minutes of, 100% shooting basketball, gets injured again, and then you're going to say, why was he on the court? Yo, you hypocrites, man. Love hypocrites.
And you go join the best team in basketball, and you don't understand why? Come on, KD. I laid it out very elaborately for him, Skip. I said, Steph, Clay, and Draymond, a new addition, and Johnny Gill joined. Johnny Gill could I sing them all. Brown, Bobby Brown, all of them. He could I sing them all.
That is true.
But then he was never going to bring 7 because he didn't go up in Boston like they did.
That is also true.
KD, I don't care how many points. You were way better than Steph, Clay, and Draymond. But you didn't get drafted there. You could outplay them. So they were the fans, yes, then, we don't win titles, yada, yada, yada. But I'm sorry, they were never going to embrace you like they embraced those guys because that was theirs. I don't know what guy. He went there seeking validation.
Oh, Shannon about to cry. Somebody get him a box of tissue. He about to cry. Oh, this poor baby LeBron stopped winning championships. Oh my God. Oh, my baby stopped winning rings. Oh, so we could be wedded bliss. So we could be committed for life and we can renew my vows every time LeBron wins a ring. Oh, Shannon. Oh, shut the hell up, man.
If I get a title, yes, I was an MVP before. Yes, I will score a title.
Now listen, man. I love Uncle Shay Shaw, man. That dude is hella funny. I just get on him like this when it comes to basketball. So I don't really take it seriously, and I don't disrespect Shannon like that on a deep level like that. I don't know the man for me to be doing that. I just do this all out of trolling and fun. Shannon's entertainment, so I know that.
But he never got the validation and credit that he thought he deserved. Well, if I win a title, what's to argue now?
The thing with Kevin Durant is I feel like Kevin Durant is not at peace with himself, and I don't know what's causing him to be disturbingly this uneasy, unpeaceful person. And Kevin Durant, he has been getting a lot of backlash and a lot of heat for not winning in Oklahoma City, joining the Golden State Warriors, getting the rings, and now that he left again to go to Brooklyn, he is hoping to win a ring as the lead guy so that he could change the paradigm for himself, that he is able to lead a team to win a championship. Because if he doesn't win a championship, what's going to happen is if KD doesn't win a title, his Golden State rings are going to have asterisks in his career, according to the media, because they're going to jump on him like crazy, and they're going to say, I told you, because those guys want to be right so bad, even though 99.9% of the time these dudes are wrong.
Well, do I have this MVP? I have a finals MVP, and I have scored titles. But still, he still couldn't get what he was seeking, and that was ultimate validation of being regarded as the universe's best player. Because that time,
I hope somehow, some way, wherever KD is looking, I hope he can find peace and happiness and validation in whatever it is. Oh, I forgot, man. Shout out to my man, Mr. Perfect. He's another one. Forgot to mention him as one of my other guys, too.
Still went to LeBron, and that hurt him. Yeah, I'm coming to find out everything hurts KD. Everything. I mean, so I don't really feel. Hopefully, he's in a place now he can find peace. But the reason why he can't find peace is because KD is not at peace with himself. I don't know what he has going on, but there's no reason for a man to.
I agree with that. I actually agree with that, Shannon. He is not at peace with himself. That's true. That is very true. Yeah. Oh yeah, my man. Shout out to Jay, another real one too, man. And yep, Toronto was honestly the better team last year. Well, here's the thing. They were when you take out Clay and KD. They had a deeper team, but here's the thing. Kawhi Leonard would have had to guard Kevin Durant. And I'm telling you, because Golden State has the experience, Kid Glory, I think that Golden State wins that series. If you take off KD and just had Klay Thompson, it's going to a game 7, but they'll lose in Toronto. They'll lose. The only thing is Kevin Durant makes that much of a difference. He is a nuclear weapon difference maker. That's what he is. He's like an atomic bomb. Like, you know it's over once that bomb detonates and hits, whatever surface, whatever it hits, all life forms are done. And that's what Kevin Durant was. Oh, yeah, he is the definition of a fanboy. And like I said, him and Kyrie, to me, I'm really looking to see Kyrie. I'm really looking to see Kyrie.
To be this unhappy. He's playing a sport that he dreamed of. He's making more money than he ever dreamed he'd make.
Yep.
He went to Golden State. You made choices. Every choice that happened, especially when you chose to go to the University of Texas. You didn't have a choice when you got drafted, but you chose to go to Golden State. Now you're choosing to go to Brooklyn. Yeah, why is he so unhappy? Everything that he claims to be a problem is the very reason why you're KD.
My problem is, why are you so emotional over another man just because he's not happy like that? Damn, Shannon, like, what the hell? You emotional about LeBron when he's the GOAT, and then you're so emotional with Kevin Durant because he's a star. I mean, you in the media, y'all got y'all wish. Kevin Durant is out of Golden State. The Warriors didn't win the title. You're upset because LeBron is not the best player of his era because in terms of winning, because he hasn't really won. How many guys? Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna say it right now. Listen to me, man. LeBron James in a couple of NBA Finals. Look who he's been outscored by in the NBA Finals in his career: Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Jason Terry, Dirk Nowitzki, Tony Parker, and Kevin Durant twice. 6 different players have outscored LeBron in the NBA Finals at one point. 6. How many guys have won Finals MVPs? Kawhi Leonard, Andre Iguodala, Kevin Durant. I just named the 3 small forwards right there. Dirk Nowitzki, who at this point was playing power forward, but he's a small forward / foul forward. He's a 3/4. Tony Parker, point guard. So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. So Dirk, Tony, Kevin, Iggy, Kawhi. Kevin twice.
People don't keep praise. 7-foot guys that do not play a professional sport, most of them don't make $75-80 million a year. That's true.
What's that song by Mariah Carey? Lover Boy, 2001. Yeah, that's the song Shannon should be singing for his Love Fest with LeBron James from the Glitter album. Yes, I love Mariah Carey, especially when she was in her prime. Not only beautiful, but she had a beautiful soul and a beautiful voice.
You look at it as a blessing, bro. Why are you so upset?
Not this Mariah Carey. Toxic as hell.
And what is going on in this man's life here that he can't seem to be at peace or find that? But hopefully, once he comes off this injury, he comes back to the player that he once was, and he can find that happiness with the game.
If he comes back with that game, Shannon, you're not going to be happy if you guys meet in the finals, especially if KD's Brooklyn Nets are deeper than your Lakers. You're not going to be happy, bro. You're going to wish KD would have sat out so you could run more narratives.
Basketball, and more importantly with yourself, because there's something going on that's far greater than basketball, and basketball can't solve.
So, to echo everything you just said,
To echo what everything that Shannon just said, ladies and gentlemen, my man, Skip Drip Bayless. Skip Bayless Drip go, whoop!
Call Kevin Durant on the show Kevin Durant, because he do rant, man. It's like
Kevin Durant because he do rant. Damn, Skip, you a fool.
every chance he gets. He do rant. Irrational and inexplicable ranting that we scratch our.
It's funny how they call themselves SNS, man. I just need to know where they get their content material from, yo, because I'm about to go to the shop and buy some content right now. I need some material right now. I'm lacking right here on this channel, bro.
That's insane. Come on, Kevin. What are you thinking? And I'm going to tell this story one more time because I started with him way before you did. Because I go all the way back to April of 2012. I'm on ESPN, and I'm defending my man, Kevin Durant, against Russell Westbrook day after day after day. Because I love Kevin at the University of Texas, and I predicted back on the old show I did called Pizza, he will win multiple NBA scoring titles. Some people on that show laughed at that. That skinny rail, that guy? Yeah, that guy. He's 7 feet tall, and he can shoot it like crazy. And Bill Self came on that show, then obviously the Kansas coach, and defended me. He said, you guys, you have no idea. This guy, we cannot stop him. You cannot guard this guy. You can't guard him with 2 or 3 people. When he rises up, you just, okay? Mercy. So now we're looking at the greatest, I call him the greatest offensively skilled player we've ever seen, ever, just because he can do that.
Quick question, ladies and gentlemen. According to Skip Drip Bayless, is Kevin Durant the most offensively skilled player that you've ever seen? Skip says the greatest offensive skilled player that he's ever seen. Do you think that Kevin Durant is the greatest offensively skilled player that y'all have ever seen in NBA history? Or is it still Michael Jeffrey Jordan? Yes, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Shannon. Right. Is it him? So let me know what you guys think on the chat and in the live stream. Shout out to my man Jay. Once again, what is good, homie?
And he is the most defensive player we've ever seen off the court on social media and with reporters, right? Yeah. The thinnest.
So what you trying to say, Skip? You trying to say that Kevin Durant plays more defense with burner accounts and being in the limelight of social media than he does on the court? I didn't say that. Skip did, so don't look at me, yo.
Superstar ever is Kevin Durant. So back to April of 2012, I'm defending because Russell Westbrook is taking more shots a game than my guy Kevin Durant. And Kevin texted the Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma reporter, called him over before the game, and he said to him, quote unquote, that I don't know a thing about basketball. Well, the next day on the show, I just go crazy because I'm saying, Kevin.
Somebody, did y'all hear that right? He didn't know about basketball until he joined the Golden State Warriors. Did y'all hear that? Skip just said that. Kevin Durant said that in numerous articles. I didn't know about basketball until I came with Golden State. Did y'all hear that? Skip just pointed it out. I just want people to understand that.
I'm the one defending you against Russell.
I'm in the corner, bro. I'm begging you.
And the rest of his quotes were.
And you back in that little Debbie Brownie and LeBron.
We're better when Russ takes more shots. And he said, I'm better when I'm out there facilitating, rebounding, defending, and being more efficient on my shot with less shots. What? Why did he end up leaving? Because Russ was the primary decision maker. Right. And Russ could choose.
Skip, hold on a minute, man. I know everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon and just blame Russell Westbrook. I'm on record as saying that Russell and Kevin both get blamed from that 2016 Western Conference Finals series. But we got to look at the organization. They screwed that team. And Sam Presti and the organization are paying a heavy, heavy price. Kendrick Perkins could be out here and a fanboy because he's cool with Russell Westbrook and Durant, with guys around the league, because he thinks Steve Kerr's words, when I was listening to it, Rachel, I thought his words were hypocritical. So when Kawhi Leonard going to the Clippers, I think the Clippers have a chance to win the NBA championship. But you got to understand who LeBron is. I said, I told you the Lakers going to be right there. So to say that LeBron is slowed down, y'all got another thing coming, man. This Kendrick Perkins, man. I'm the dude that averaged 80 claps a game for LeBron. I told you I shut down Drake in the 2018 playoffs. But shout out to Kendrick Perkins, though, because, he keeps it honest and he keeps it blunt. But he is a little fanboyish because, again, he's played with some of these players in the league, so he's going to cap for them. All right? In all seriousness. He really is going to count for them. Okay? But the Clippers, they got a great opportunity to win the NBA championship. You know, Rachel? And they do. But once again, shout out to Jay, man. I am good. I am doing this live stream. I hope you get it, you know, dudes, if you know, to try to get on this channel. I appreciate you for coming to the live stream, man. You know, Russ said, you know, I'm doing good, man. You know, how's everything with you, man? I hope everything's going great on your end, man. And and it's like, yo, man, it's like, yo, it's true. I mean, yeah, no, for sure, man, Jay. I mean, yo, listen, you know, the live streams be popping up, man. I will. It's true. Maybe in my future videos, I'm gonna have to say that I'm gonna do live streams and stuff like that. I don't be doing that, but I mean, you know, your boy Lewis Basketball Football Network could give the heads up, so you know that's kind of my bad. So you know, I'll be doing that in the future. But at least I'm letting you know now, right? Better late than never, in a sense, right? So that's most important. But once again, man, shout out to my man Jay. Yo, I enjoy his comments, man. He be cracking me up, man. Like, yo, this dude be, yo, when he sends a troll, the brother means it. And that dude's funny. Funny as hell, man, with some of his comments. I should see the comments he made on Dwight Howard. Oh my God, in my video. Man, I was cracking. That dude knows how to get on a roll when it comes to trolling. Facts only. And shout out to Jay.
It's my turn. I'm going to take this shot.
When have we ever thought of Kevin Durant as a facilitator?
Come on.
Never in the history of the NBA.
Okay, so then to the Wall Street.
But y'all not going to give credit for the fact that Kevin Durant actually improved his passing in Golden State. I mean, Jeff Van Gundy said it in the 2017 NBA Finals that Kevin made big strides and improved his game over the years as a willing passer. He's not the greatest passer. Nobody ever said that. But he improved his passing nonetheless and became a more willing passer on Golden State. They get the hockey assists, ball movement, man movement. When are people going to understand this? Shows high basketball IQ. Why do you think LeBron loses to high elite IQ basketball teams all the time? Because he thinks his individual IQ is going to beat the team IQ. And I told you, team IQ beats individual IQ always. Individual IQ trumps team IQ when the individual IQ has the trump cards in his favor. But if he doesn't, according to LeBron, he has a defeated mindset, knowing that he lost. I'm just going to give my numbers and say, well, what do you want me to do? I'm averaging a triple-double. This guy's come out and said that. What do you want me to do? I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing my part. Listen to that. But then he going to say, I'm the same dude that don't throw teams under the bus, and I will never put my team under there. I told you. He's a lying-ass hypocrite, man. He really is.
The other day, he just goes off on the Thunder organization.
Like I said, amazing player, top 10 all-time great, but he's a hypocrite. Oh, Lewis, you're a hater. See, you didn't hear the good things I just said about LeBron. You just go right to the hate. See, I expose you fanboys for the fools that you are. Expose.
Went back to the first game, and they had nothing to do with me. There's no love. You liked them. Yeah. What do you expect?
This was after LeBron beat that, 73-9 team that was not the same team in the regular season. And LeBron put his little Ultimate Warrior shirt and, trolling the Warriors and how they're mentally broken. I mean, dude, you had to do all that just to mentally break the Warriors. So are you really that great, LeBron? You had to do all that to break up one team. You got the stimulus package from the NBA to make sure you got that ring. I told y'all, a more talented Cleveland Cavaliers team had no business being down 3-1 to the Golden State Warriors. No business. No business. Even if the Warriors won 16 more games than the Cavs, I told you, if we play in a game of pickup, blacktop 21, am I going to choose Steph, Clay, and Dre, or am I going to choose LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love? I'm going LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love.
Yeah. You walk out on me. Yeah. This again, Jenny, relationship. You walk out on me.
And remember, left them high and dry because they waited through the trade deadline because they thought he was going to re-sign with them. So you get nothing for Kevin Durant. And it hurts you. It sets you way back.
Yeah. Skip, I can get him being upset with the people of Oklahoma. If you remember when that tornado hit touchdown, Kevin Durant gave $1 million out of his own pocket. He went into the community. He was amongst the people.
Right.
He didn't just like, I'm donating $1 million. Not only did he donate, he went out into the, and he's like,
Y'all gonna do this to me because see, Skip, as athletes, speaking from an athlete, we don't think anything will ever happen to us. He saw what happened to LeBron James when he left Cleveland to go to Miami. But guess what he says, Skip? That'll never happen to me. And guess what happened when he left OKC to go to Golden State? It happened to him.
What does fans stand for? It's fanatic. Fanatical. Yes. They are fanatical about their Thunder. The Thunder became bigger in Oklahoma City than the University of Oklahoma football team did, and I never thought in my lifetime, having grown up there, that I would ever see that happen. So that's how much he did mean to them until he walked out the door.
Right. But you can't say because of the reaction that you got when you left and came back that everybody in the organization was fake. I don't believe it. It just for him, he can't he doesn't see.
I don't know about that. Do y'all think that the organization was being? I mean, to be honest with you, I honestly think to me they low key were. But like I said, at the end of the day, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, they didn't get it done on the court. Billy Donovan has not shown me that he could take control of a team without dealing with an ego. I mean, you could just see it. He's afraid to step on toes just because of the backlash he'll get back, and how again these organizations cater to these players, knowing that they make them the money to put asses in seats because they're entertainers at the end of the day. We get entertained to watch these NBA players. NBA is not just basketball; it is entertainment as well, ladies and gentlemen.
It's got to be all this or all that. See, you either love me all the time or you never loved me to begin with. And it's not like that, Kevin.
So what did I say soon after he signed with the Brooklyn Nets? And a little bit of a shock. It won't be long before Kevin Durant is unhappy with the Brooklyn Nets because that's just his history.
Yes.
He just gets unhappy. So here's my armchair psychiatrist view. You were asking, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Well, does he just want attention or does he want motivation? Because I think deep down, when he rants, then he knows he's going to get backlash.
Right.
He knows he's going to respond to nobodies on Twitter over the backlash, which he did all day yesterday. And it somehow weirdly motivates him because when I thought he had the weight of the NBA world on his shoulders in the first finals against LeBron when he went to Golden State, man, he rose and shone. He was the MVP. And he comes right back and repeats that before.
But even that didn't
No, it didn't get him there. No.
It didn't give him the validation that he thought it was. Remember, he said, like,
that's a problem. Validation. That's what KD's looking for. Validation. He wants to be the guy so that his rings could actually mean something.
He still was feeling empty, even after he won the first title. And he's like, this is it. This is all I get. Like, what were you hear guys say that an awful lot. Like, when I win the title, I'm like, this is it. What do you think it does? I mean, you think the heavens open up and then the bright ray of sunshine and he smiles down on you and says, great job, Kevin. Great job, guy.
I got it, but I think he needs to be, quote unquote, at war with everybody. That drives him, that motivates him. Remember, he won the MVP in the next All-Star game.
Yeah.
In the media availability on Friday. He told the whole group of reporters, you don't know a damn thing about basketball. They just voted him.
Not clearly, because LeBron should have won it that year.
Oh, shut up, Shannon. Kevin Durant's right, though. These media heads know nothing about basketball. They don't. You're right.
Absolutely right. Yeah. Because they voted him MVP over Ron. Kevin Durant was the one.
You see? There goes Shannon, capping for his husband.
For the first time, you've been absolutely right. But I need an apology, Skip.
You do? Yeah. I think a lot of people need apologies.
I don't know about them. I'm talking about me.
Okay.
Because I don't have an ignorant statement, bro. They have me on Twitter.
I know. I think when he says the media always looked at it like KD and the Warriors, he could have also viewed that as a compliment. We always say LeBron and the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like when you are that talented,
Michael Jackson,
you're going to put in a separate group, and instead he took the negative, and I think it's defining the negative for KD. You gotta see the glass half full, not always empty with KD, and he needs to apologize to you, Shannon.
It's like the reason why the glass half full, Kevin, you drank out of it. Somebody else didn't drink out of the glass and spit it back down and say it's half full. You drank half.
You wouldn't say that to his face, though. That's all I'm saying. Excuse me. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Durant is, looking for validation, as I've said before. And I think that Kevin is just not, there's just something that's keeping him not happy. I mean, Stephen A. is trying to recreate beef between Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. He was trying to do it on ESPN. And I keep telling myself, why is Stephen A? See, Stephen A complained about Wanda Durant getting up in his face and making him apologize on national TV for how he criticized Kevin Durant. Now he keeps trying to revisit this Russell Westbrook KD situation. Like, bro, let it go. Let it go. See, I just love how these fanboys go, be like, yo, Stephen A carrying ESPN. I told you, Stephen A. Smith is a walking, no good fanboy hypocrite. Stephen A is he's just that, man. Stephen A is that. He thinks because he yells loud enough, he's won the argument. He'll go say, oh, I agree with you, but you're wrong, and here's why. You just said you agree with him. What? So you basically oxymoron your arguments every time you're debating with somebody because you think you're more right than the other person, even though you think they're right. What? Come again? Pardon? I tell you, man, Stephen A is a fool out here. Talk about you say, I covered the game for like about 46 years. I don't give a damn, Stephen A. How many years you've been in the NBA? How many years you've been covering it? The bottom line is, what has it taught you, or what have you learned from it? Nothing. Nothing but a fanboyism. If I say Steph Curry is a better player than Allen Iverson, you'd be like, if I had to win a game in the NBA Finals, I'm gonna go a game. I'm gonna go with AI. Yeah, he got one over the Lakers, but I'm still choosing Steph over him. Sorry. Steph may not be the better natural athlete that Allen Iverson was, but he's still a better overall player. Much more skilled too. You know what I'm saying? But so ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to go to the next topic, which is the NCAA. And I think that the reason that I'm coming here was because remember that LeBron had quote unquote wanted to enact a bill that would allow college athletes to get paid. Well, in the state of California, they just passed a bill basically saying that college athletes could get paid for California universities out there in California, in the state of Cali. So I wanted to know what your guys' opinion was on that. And I think it's going to be a trend on some of the states following, where they even pass a bill claiming that college players and from their respective states can get paid. So my question is, what about the college students, the regular college students who are paying out of tuition and don't have enough money to continue their education, and they have to end up owing all these loans, but yet college athletes are getting paid? Here's the thing, although it's good and then the NCAA system has been corrupt for such a long time, the issue is, what does this do to their mentality? Because now if they get paid, they'll be able to provide for their families at an early age, much earlier than when they're coming into the NBA and stuff. And you're lucky to be a handful of selected people to get drafted into the NBA. It's a blessing when you get drafted, because it's not easy getting there. It's not easy getting even drafted, because how many good players in NBA history have gone undrafted, and next thing you know, they had a great solid career. They're even in the Hall of Fame. Okay, it just comes down to mindset and just being in the right situation, to win basketball games. So I think with Kevin Durant, and I think him just looking for that inner peace and that being able to be the lead guy to win, I think is important. And then going back to the NCAA, like I was saying, I think it's bad because, again, you're giving money to these kids young. So now that you're giving them young, it's like, are you going to see kids get irresponsible, going out to parties and just wasting a lot of money, and then all of a sudden they lose a sense of self-identity, while in school? They don't know who they are anymore. And then it's like their character becomes their personality through the money. You know what I'm saying? Next, it's like you're not even really talking to the same person. And it's funny because remember, LeVar Ball had mentioned this about college athletes getting paid, and how they did his son dirty of not even letting him try out for the college that he supposedly wanted to go to in a couple of years, LaMelo, or at least 1 year from now. I don't remember. But that's what he was saying. You know, for college athletes to get paid off him doing his own school. And I said, yo, you know, LeVar's doing some things out here. But that's because a lot of these school budgets, you know, they're struggling, you know. Oh yeah, I've been at it for a minute. Alistair 49. Shout out to my man Alistair, man. Yo, I told you, whenever you need a show, don't look at this fool. Okay, don't look at him. Alistair, that dude will put on a show. Yeah, I mean, Alistair, this ain't the first time that I've done, like, you know, these long live streams. I mean, I've done 2+ hours, man. I even did a 3-hour one, I believe, on my other live stream. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, hit the subscribe button, like the video as you come in, man. Share the content. Let people know about this channel, man. I appreciate you guys. And as I was saying, I just think that it's not good. I mean, it's good and bad for both ways. So let me go into this comment right here. I appreciate the good coverage. Jay says, high school kids should have the right to turn pro after high school. Some of these kids in all sports are special talents and can make it in all sports. I mean, yeah, I mean, when you look at LeBron, Kobe, KG, T-Mac, I mean, they were the trendsetters for high school players going into the NBA and for the most successful players to make it out of high school in the NBA. Like I said, I just think that for high school people, I really think high school kids should really have a strong support system. But they definitely deserve to get drafted to the NBA. I mean, to be honest with you, man, the NBA really could have put its foot down in terms of how many players they let into the league coming out of high school. They said they needed 1 year college eligibility. I mean, guys, to me, they're just not working on their skill set. If guys really try to get fundamentally sound and work on their skills, trust me, they don't even realize how much they would be helping their team with the right amount of minutes that they would play. They just don't work on it. So, I mean, congratulations to the state of California for getting the opportunity for college athletes to get paid. That goes for college basketball in Southern Cal. A lot of these, a lot of the D1 schools in Cali. You know, congratulations to you guys. But like I said, LeBron was trying to somehow take credit because they were, he was clapping back for the bill to getting college athletes to get paid. He was trying to take credit, ladies and gentlemen, so he could be, like I said, so he could tell his fanboys and to the media, look what I did for these young athletes. Try to get them signed to Clutch Sports and say that I'm a better player recruiter than Michael Jordan because I could get dudes on my team and you can't even build a roster together because he's trying to own a team. As Antonio said, yo, LeBron, what you trying to do, man? He's like, I'm trying to own a team. Exactly. Yo, Shannon Sharp out here was acting like a clown, man. He said, oh, is this where we at right now? That's right, man. Antonio Brown. Oh, man. Mr. Got chocolate milk Brown with his little brown mustache that he got, little brown blonde mustache. Antonio Brown is sick, man. It's cool. It's crazy. But yeah, no, I agree with Jay. I mean, it's so funny how they took that away all of a sudden because a new narrative was changing about how guys are leaving early. They don't work on the game. Charles Barkley was kind of complaining about how kids are waiting 8 to 10 years to finally develop fundamental skills. As I said, it takes a strong support group to support these kids from early and teach them early. And again, it's always a mindset. It's about does the kid want to be great? Does the kid want to be coached? Does the kid want to learn? And does the kid want to put the time and work in? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. These kids lack a lot of structure, and that's what they need. So my girl Layla says, even though bronze section was on fire right now with 3 rings, time will get LBJ in his proper all-time spot. Remember, Kobe fanboys, they were even worse because of the 4 rings. Where are they now? I could even take it a step further. When Kobe got his 5th ring, they were saying, is he going to surpass Jordan if he got 6? And I'm like, listen, I'm an avid Kobe fan. But you will never hear me say that that dude is better than Michael Jordan because he's not. It's not even close. Not even close. The only thing that's close with Kobe is how he molded and patterned his game after Jordan. And even then, so what people fail to understand is Kobe took a lot of Jerry West. If you watch the way Jerry West plays, Kobe has a little similarity to him too. And like I said, when was imitating somebody's game a bad thing? I don't understand that. I mean, the league was looking for its next Michael Jordan market-wise. So, I mean, why not try with Kobe? So, yo, I'll tell you, man. But with the NCAA, man, some of these people, some of these universities are complaining, and it's like I said, what about the college students? The normal ones that are trying to get an education and are struggling financially with even trying to pay for classes. You don't know where your financial aid is going to be from day to day because we all remember that trip to the bursar's office and complaining our asses off. If shit went wrong, if they messed up the application form on the FAFSA. I mean, I remember them days, man. And you already know how the memes be when it comes to FAFSA. But then you're out here doing Bird Box. I got your W-2s. But you curtain to a blind eye to everything else. Crazy. Bron is a sicko. He's got a sicko mindset that his fans just love and adore. But I can see what you're saying there, K Glory. I can see what you're saying. I could, for sure. But so yeah, with the NCAA, I'm just kind of like, man, it's unbelievable for me how they want to act all. Trust me, the NCAA is not going to take this line down. They're going to try to fight it because they're trying to regain control, and that's what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. Control. And tell you, it's a real sad thing, man. Out here in these NBA streets, it's crazy. Exactly, Jay. Exactly. One and done in college for players isn't fair to the ones with students who have to pay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's what I said, because if you're going to pay college athletes, what does that mean for the college students? Like we gotta be fair here. We gotta be fair. We really have to be fair. Because then what that's going to do is it's going to create a controversy between students who have to actually pay versus students who are receiving money from universities to get paid. And so even if they're financially stable, then you got to ask yourself, are they going to want to be in the NBA because they already have money? They're providing for their families already. And a lot of these dudes, that's one of the biggest reasons why they do it, along with the fact that you already know that once you get that guarantee money when you're drafted, it's what you buy with it. Same thing as when rookies get their first contracts. So once they do that, ladies and gentlemen, you already know that, they use the money and they try to spend it. Some of them spend it wisely. Some of them overly spend and they go crazy just because they ain't seen this much money in their lives. And it's like, you want to do so much with it. It's like, that's why guys need to really manage their money, from early. That's the kind of advice I would be giving guys, like as they're, working on their game and trying to get into the NBA. If they end up getting drafted, it's a blessing because not a lot of guys make it. And it's like you can look at yourself and say, yo, I'm one of the guys that made it, But it's tough. It's not easy. So you got to be blessed. You got to be lucky. It's like people got to understand that. So, it's like you appreciate those things. But like I said, Jay speaking the truth, man. Speaking the truth. Those are big facts. Big facts. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to stream as you come in. Appreciate y'all. Oh man. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually going to end it with this. Last and certainly not least, we got to talk about Kobe Bean Bryant. The reason we should talk about Kobe Bean Bryant is because he was doing an interview during the FIBA games for China in 2019 and was talking about, and they asked him a bunch of questions about the state of Team USA. Why aren't they, why aren't they, what's the word I'm looking for? Why aren't they dominating at the level that they're at? What about the other players in the league? And, Kobe was kind of talking, and he mentioned about guys who are not committed because of either injuries or respect to their teams. But what Kobe failed to mention was, it's like I said before, Jerry Angelo was showing serving favoritism to certain players on that USA team over ones that were more talented than them, like a De'Aaron Fox and like a Marvin Bagley III. And what happened? Those dudes dipped. The thing was that they said was, oh, they had to show commitment to their teams and all that. Part of it is true, but part of it was bogus. It's once they saw Derek White and what's the other dude's name? I forgot that dude's other name. But once they both were being featured on the roster like over those guys and getting like more prominent attention, Jerry Angelo pushed an agenda. He thought it would work and it backfired. It ended up burning in his face. And it's been in his face. And Team USA is the worst that they've been in a while. They don't have a winning team. And I addressed it 2 videos ago. On the last live stream. No, 2 videos ago. Yeah, because I just did the last live stream. So yeah, I mean that's what that's what Kobe was pretty much mainly talking about. And then it was a very good interview. I mean, I could try to find the interview, but I mean, I'm not even gonna do that. But man, you take it easy, Kid Glory, man. I appreciate you. But as a matter of fact, I'm actually gonna end the live stream right now as it is anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are all my topics for the day, for the night, I should say, depending on where you are. But once again, man, I appreciate you guys for coming through, showing love to me. I show love to you guys back because, it's really genuine and from the bottom of my heart. I truly mean it, man. You guys mean the world to me for giving me the opportunity to do this for you guys. And it's a blessing knowing that I have people that support in what I do. I get these great compliments. Look, I've gotten a lot of hate, but, it comes with the territory because there are people who just don't like their content. It's one thing if you don't like the content and you state a reason, and then it's another thing to just hate because you just don't like a person that you've never met, which, it really doesn't understand. But this was a great show. Shout out to, again, Layla. Shout out to Kid Glory. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Omar. Shout out to D. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to Low Key. Shout out to everybody that showed up on this stream. I think it was a guy named Lawrence who was here. Shout out to you too. Shout out to everyone, man. So I hope you guys appreciated the live stream. I appreciate you, Layla, for saying it was a great live stream. Yo, if y'all somehow could get Patricia and Ciara D. I saw Ciara was in one of my video comments the other day. But if you could get, those guys back and, to come on here, man, I appreciate it. Just tell them to, I guess, make sure that their notifications are turned on if they're not receiving it. Well, maybe they're pretty busy and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure whatever they're doing, man, I'm pretty sure they're grinding once again, man. And they're just, they're doing what they're supposed to do, man. And so once again, man, we stand together. Lewis Basketball Football Network. We're an extension of RB the Breakthrough because I'm pretty much an extension to him, kind of like as a protege in some sort of way. And once again, shout out to my man Tired of Fools, who I haven't seen in a long time. Tired of Fools, wherever you're at, man. I hope everything is good with you, bro. Yo, what's up? I hope everything is great. But in this show right here, we're family. And nothing can beat that. Nothing beats family, man. And so this is family. So I'm gonna say it once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be doing more live streams. So Jay, just letting you know now. Number one, I mean, but you've been on my live show, but just letting you know when they're going on live and all that kind of stuff. But also, once I get to my 10th live stream, like 10th official Lewis Basketball Football Network live stream, I will start inviting guests and I will send StreamYard links. You just send me your emails, or I'll just put the link in the comments section, and you guys could come in if you want to chime in and give a debate. It's called StreamYard. It's free. They do have paid services as well. You just get a little bit more with the paid services, but the free one works too, though. And once again, I am powered by StreamYard. I did have a free trial for like 7 days, and it's all good. But they're fun. I think I'm gonna get the I'm gonna get the full version. I might get the basic version, most likely, probably. So I'm gonna do that for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, this was I'm ready for another one, man. Nettie, Chick, Jay, all of y'all, man. As always, you already know the deal, man. Enjoy the topics. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Share the content. Share this video, man. Please share the video. Like and subscribe, man. Bless up. Live, laugh, love. Peace. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for viewing the video. Thank you for commenting. If I end up doing the live tonight with He Knows, I will be on that live stream. So just go check it out. He Knows His Sport. Type it in the search, and you will see that you'll see the symbol. He has like over 900 videos. So once again, man, I appreciate y'all, man. So like I said, this will be Lewis, man. And once again, deuces. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. And if you don't see me, like I said, have the rest of the night. If you do see me again, I will be on He Knows His Sports channel with hopefully D. Jefferson Debate Cage. And like I said, once again, subscribe to Speaking My Sports Talk. Subscribe to He Knows His Sport. Subscribe to Lewis Basketball Network. That's right. I am my own ESPN. I am my own FS1. I am my own First Things First. I am my no speak for yourself because I speak for myself on this channel. I am Sports Center when it comes to this shit. First take. Best believe. Bless up. One love. Thank you for watching. I'm out of here. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Appreciate you.